Love is Blind has taught me one thing, that people are ugly, but not on the outside. However you feel about the show, season 3 has left a horrible taste in my mouth. I've watched the show and done commentary on it, and I've felt some things, but never this bad. Ganging up on a contestant, silencing comments from the internet, and shattering someone's self-confidence are just some of the things that we're going to talk about today. Till this point in the show, in 3 seasons, nobody has had any regrets on being on the show until now. And it's really sad to hear that. Today, we're going to have an open conversation about feelings and how to express them healthily. It is a very tough conversation, and no matter how you feel about the 2 contestants I'm going to talk about today, I think that we can all agree nobody should be getting hurt. Now, I'm not going to say who the contestants are, but their names rhyme with bowl and enub. Okay, you see the title. Obviously you know who it's about. This is one of the most toxic couples that I've ever seen, and not because either of them wanted to be toxic. I think that they just didn't match. They're like oil and oilio. It's really bad, and I just wanted to explore it because I watched the video initially thinking a completely different thing was gonna happen. I was fully supporting one contestant, and my mood absolutely shifted to having sympathy for the other one. It was crazy. I think Love is Blind creates a very hierarchical system where the women of the show are almost granted immunity in what they say, and the internet has to level that playing field, which they absolutely did, by the way. It's pretty amazing. Before we start, by the way, do subscribe. We're on our way to 600,000. Also, hit me up on Instagram at 16leo_. That way you can give me ideas for the next show. And if you stick around till the end of this episode, I have a very special announcement to make. I have an interview with one of the contestants from Love is Blind, and it's the one that you want to be interviewed. I'm not going to tell you who because I want you to guess, but at the end of it, write it down in the comments and see if you guess it. I will tell you at the end.
And now an announcement from 16leo.
Hi, my name's Leo, and now I have merch that you have to buy, because if you don't, you're a horrible person, and that would make you... Hi, my name's Leo, and if I don't, you buy... Okay. I have merch. Hi, my name's Leo. I have merch now, and if you don't buy it, you're a horrible person, and I...
Can we cut out just... No, I'm saying don't.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
You look like you're stoned, dude. Okay, let's just try another one. Just try another one.
Buying my merch is as easy as simple. Buying my merch is as easy as simple as 1, 2, 3. All you have to do is go to representstore.com/store. All you have to do is click the link in my description, and you'll find the merchandise right there. They come in a variety of colors and designs, like black, non-black, white, the other one, blue, and this color. You can use this merch for many things, like wearing around the house, wearing outside of the house, and remember, if you don't buy it, my family will starve.
If you don't want to do it, walk away. I'll get someone who can do it.
I'm not allowed to guilt trap them? Alright, sorry about that.
It's 5 fucking lines.
He's got his heart pumps green. He loves it.
Last time. Let's just do it.
Just remember, every merch that you buy supports my channel, so I can make better, more high quality videos for you guys. Like this one. What's up, you big bean eating beef burritos?
That's me.
Great job. Look at this special effects. I'll get one today. And just remember, I'm sick. Sick of you not buying my merch. Thank you for supporting my channel. And remember, if you don't, someone else will. Okay, thank you. Bye. So if you haven't watched Netflix by now, one of their flagship shows is called Love is Blind. It's a series in which contestants go into pods and they cannot see the other person, and they have to guess, do I really love them based on their personalities? It's supposed to take away the artificial and physical aspect of dating. Unlike Tinder, where you look at someone and you're like, damn, look at that dick, I'm gonna swipe right, you know? Unlike that, you can't see anything, you could just hear them. So if you're like, oh, you are sexy, from your personality and from things I can't see, they go from the pods to engaging and then trying to get married within 4 weeks. I know what you're thinking. That's a big leap from, not seeing someone to marrying them. That is where the show's reality component comes in. It may be a decent concept to actually not see the person and maybe develop a relationship, but within 4 weeks you have to go from I want to marry you to wedding day. That's a lot. And most couples, actually every single couple to this date in the 3 seasons of the show has not worked out. No couple has worked out. Everyone who said yes has then said nah after the show's ended. So this success rate of the show is the same success rate I have when trying to dunk on Shaq. 0%. Love is Blind, more like Love is Trash. Thank you, Vanessa and Nick Lachey. Your exploits have done nothing for anyone. And also, I just don't like you two. You suck. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. You're a very cool couple. I just hate how Nick Lachey is an airhead and Vanessa Lachey cannot control her emotions. Anyway, I'm 16leo. I'm ready to take on this dichotomy of a relationship, trying to break it down for you like science, because I'm a pseudo relationship expert. They call me the love doctor. I have a PhD, a pretty hard.
What's up, fellas? Welcome to Blind.
There it is, Nick Lachey, always just walking through the door. What's up, fellas? Welcome to Love is Blind, a show where your nuts are gonna hang from the rafters at the end of this. This is a show where, every girl is gonna hate you. So, Love is Blind, and hopefully your comment section is too.
I'm Shay.
Guys, I'm Jay. Over the next 10 days, you're gonna date a lot of single people.
How can you possibly figure out this is the one in 10 days? I know, when you meet someone that you really, really like, it doesn't take that long. You instantly gel. I get it. I really do. But you're in a pod with a mic and a camera and everyone else dating the same person. It's like a cesspool of a family that's dating each other. What is this, Alabama? Sweet home Alabama, where the pod's looking good and the it's not good. I'm just saying, in this show, it's very easy to be like, man, I like Jessica. She's really nice. And the next day be like, but Tawny, oh my God, she seems scrawny and I want to crush that ass. You could just really do that with like 10 different people. 10 days to date 10 people is not enough to figure out whether you want to be married for the rest of your life. How is that gonna work? Nick and Vanessa Lachey have already doomed every couple in the stupid pod. You know how they say you're like 2 peas in a pod? It takes a long time for the peas to grow. Do you get what I mean?
If you find someone you want to spend the rest of your life with.
How can you know this, Nick? Nick, you fucker. You were married to Jessica Simpson, and you had a very turbulent relationship that ended clearly. I don't mean to bring up your old laundry, but you better pick it up. Otherwise, I'm gonna fold it and throw it in your face, okay? You had a turbulent time. It's not like you went into a pod and found Vanessa lying there being like, where is it? It takes time to fall in love. It takes even longer to just understand that love is more complex than I feel good some days. Love is, I feel really bad, but I still love you enough to like crush it out and then get back to that good place. Because it happens. You should know this, Nick. Don't set people up.
You'll propose.
And if they accept, you'll finally see your fiance for the very first time. Is love truly blind?
No, it isn't. Love is not blind. Love is pretty physically, it's a physical component. There's a lot of different factors to it. This reality show is redundant. Can we not have season 4? Can we have all the contestants that didn't work out and just wanted to bang other contestants go into a pod? It's called Love Isn't Blind, but the lights are off and I can hear some sexual noises. Let's do that.
Just, wow. My name's Colleen, what's yours?
Colleen?
Yes.
My name's Cole. I want to make a lot of babies.
So this is Cole. He is the protagonist of today's episode. And Cole is, how do I say this? A douchebag. Well, at least I thought he was at the start of the series. But this is a long series, and I guess you're gonna find out, huh? He comes off as a overzealous, but cocky, maybe even slightly pretentious dude who's 26 and a real estate person. He's bubbly, but also, a bit insensitive at times. And he really doesn't seem to care about the other people in the pod's feelings when we first look at him.
In high school, easy. Got a massive pool to choose from. In college, easy. You're living on campus. There's babes everywhere. You become an adult, it's like you're at the office working all the time. When am I really gonna meet my wife in the grocery store?
You see what I mean? The way he talks like a frat boy. Yeah, when we're in high school, easy, boom. There's plenty of hot babes in college, plenty of hot babes on a campus, boom. But like in adult life, who am I gonna meet? My wife at the office? Crazy. It's a bit like, as soon as I saw him, I was like, ugh, nah. I actually started the video because I thought this guy was gonna give everyone the most trouble. I didn't even think he would find a partner. With that attitude, how? Turns out, I couldn't be more wrong.
Did see a hot girl on the toilet paper aisle, and
I thought he was gonna say, I did see a hot girl on the toilet. And then I was gonna check out of this conversation, go to Aruba, yeah, and just die there of old age.
started a conversation, but it's like, how am I gonna do that? How am I gonna lock that up? I'm never gonna see her again.
If what you daft punk? What if you see a girl in the toilet paper aisle and you want to make a conversation, be like, those are the shit, and then she starts laughing and you're like, here's my ticket. I'm Willy Wonka. Let me get her in my bedroom. Willy Wonka never did that.
I'm a critical care nurse.
Oh no, you're a nurse.
Yeah. What do you mean no?
No. Nurses are off the table for me. I don't do nurses. I don't do nurses.
He doesn't do nurses, I guess. Do you see what I mean by Cole is just like who are you to be able to say this? What does that even mean? I don't do nurses. Nurses are like the best. If you have like, you know, some weird thing, maybe say it. Or forever hold your peace, bruh. I don't do nurses. What a narcissist.
No way, you're a beer girl.
Oh, yeah.
She likes beer with olives.
She likes beer with olives. He just, at the start, he annoyed me so much that I was like, oh, I'm definitely going to do a series on him and how much of a trash can he is. I thought he was going to be a trash can. Now, in this series and in Love is Blind, I want to stress, like, I've watched the show for 2 seasons. I think that the show is really important in not predicting who's going to be with who and who's a good couple and who's not, but it's a better show about who's willing to put in the effort to try and improve, because there is no way that after 10 days you're gonna meet someone and think this is the end-all be-all, this is my relationship with this person, I'm never going to break up with them. It's hard to think like that. So what's even more impressive is people being like, okay, we have some issues, let me really try and work it out to get there in that 4 weeks. That's what I'm looking for in the show. That's what'll probably get you into a good, solid relationship. It's not perfection, it's seeking to be better. And Cole, for better or for worse, is definitely a person who tries. He starts off here, like he's like this, and then he evolves. He's like a Diglett, and then he evolves to a Wiglet, and then a Doug Trio, and then after that, Mole. I don't know many of the Pokemon.
Ugh. Who is this?
This is Zanab.
Zanab?
Now this is the first time we meet Zanab and Cole. If you've watched Love is Blind Season 3 and you've watched their relationship, this is probably an emotional moment for you. And if you haven't, I beg you to watch this video again in like a few days. So after you watch this now, go back, watch something else. In 2 days, come back and watch it from the very beginning. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's move on.
My name is Cole.
What do you do, Cole?
I work in real estate. I'm an agent, but I also flip houses. So I'm basically a mogul, you know? I'm a picky guy.
Yes, you are. And you got a slightly annoying voice. Just like, do you guys like his voice? Or is this like a good voice? Or,
you know?
Because there was another contestant, my favorite, the sociopath Andrew. And he had like this monotone voice that I just assumed all of the girls would really like.
Hang on. My bad. This is too much. Just a little bit.
Because he's got this deep, like,
yes, I'm Andrew, and I'm a little mysterious. I went to South Africa to spy on the wolves.
like he's got that elusive charm about him. Cole is like, yeah, bro, I'm pretty crazy. I'm like a Moogle, you know. I didn't think that was sexy. I thought that was like man-child.
You gotta be able to banter. If you can't banter, I'm not going to sleep next to you at night. I'm not taking a road trip with you. You're not having my babies. You can't make me laugh.
Do you see what I mean by like man-child? You can't make me laugh. I'm 26. I didn't think that guys did it anymore. I thought the only time came out was out your asshole at this point. I didn't know you could do it from your mouth. He seems like a very immature man, and he's going on a show called Love is Blind, in which women come there specifically to find love. This is not gonna end well for him. You better go on another show called Love is with a man and a man-child. I'm sorry, a woman and a man-child. Oh yeah, maybe both. Either. I don't know what your relationship is, Cole. Maybe you like, oh no, this is Love is Blind and it's only for straight people. They need a show where it's like both, right? Don't they? Like where it doesn't matter. Like if you're straight, gay, or anything in between, it's fine. Like the show should have more inclusivity, shouldn't it? I'd like to see a show like that.
Who would win in a fight, a bear or a gorilla?
Great question, you man-child. Neither, because nobody cares. What are you going on a show called Love is Blind for? I got a question for you. Gordon Ramsay or Gordon Gecko? Who would win? I got another question for you. Yu-Gi-Oh versus Ash Ketchum. Who would win in a fist fight? These are the questions that I need my wife to answer. And if she doesn't answer them, she's like a nurse to me.
Like a gorilla's got muscles, but the bear's just gonna bite him in the neck.
It depends on the environment, just by the way. I just wanna... And who's hungrier. There's many factors. I'm not actually engaging in this convo. I don't want to have this convo with you, but I seen Revenant. I think the bear would win, but I also seen Harambe. I think the gorilla would. That's a good question, Cole. You're a good question. You're a good questionnaire.
Not to be an asshole, but like, no.
Me and Tony like all the same girl.
What?
So yeah, after they hit on people in the pods, day 1 has ended, or maybe it's day 5. Really, with the show, you can't tell. But Cole comes back and he says, "Me and Tony like all the same women." And you see Tony looking like, "Oh, please kill me." You don't see Tony again, so maybe he does die.
At the end of day 1, Andrew, I can tell he's extremely intelligent. That voice is like butter.
I asked like 3 of the girls if they own Dogecoin.
Yeah. This is like, you know, the epitome. This is the face of douchebaggery at that point. I asked 3 of the girls if they own like Dogecoin. I mean, come on. Yeah. It's like the frat boy-esque thing. He couldn't even dress up enough to not have a Hawaiian shirt underneath his dress suit. Like that is the definition of frat boyism. He's a frat boy.
Cole is just that people person. His voice is inviting and you can't help but like smile when you hear it.
But somehow, through the grace of God, he ends up wooing this girl called Zanab, who is 31 and a flight attendant. And she seems to very much like Cole. I don't know what they share in common because she doesn't seem to be a woman child. So it seems like that's not going to work. But you know what they say, yin and yang, opposites attract, and then they fack.
Oh, I've been thinking about you too.
Colleen, please be the one.
But like I said, the show is Love is Blind. Cole actually also has a little thing about a woman called Colleen. Now, he likes her. He thinks that she looks really nice. Even though he can't see her, he can imagine that she's hot.
Try to imagine him in his underwear. Oh no, he's hot!
And they sort of have like, you know, a thing. This sort of chemistry going on there.
You, Jesse, and me.
I'm thinking about her though, because she's a ballerina, and that just turns me on. Deal breaker, wife needs to have a nice butt.
Just say it, dude. Like, I mean, this is also Love is Blind, by the way. I don't know why you would enter a show called Love is Blind if that's your deal breaker. Deal breaker. My wife has to have like some big ass tit ass. But if she doesn't, I'm gonna be like, blah, 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 to her face, not her tit ass. If you need a big ass, you probably should be on a, like, you know, Too Hot to Handle or something like that. F-Boy Island. Maybe another show. This is Love is Blind. This is a show where hopefully they pull back the curtain and the other person is like, you know, a literal skeleton. And you're like, I guess love is blind because I love you. It's gotta be like that. Having prerequisite requirements. Like, I think Zanab as well was like, my height requirements are like 6 foot, this, that. You can't do that on Love is Blind. That's the show. Love has requirements and I need you to meet them. This is not what the show's about. So Cole needing a nice ass and Zanab needing a certain height already is not setting them off in a good direction.
Colleen's the one. I really think Colleen might be the one. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. How can you know? Colleen, I see us having like amazing sex and hot babies.
What is wrong with you, man? Do you have issues? This is a show that goes on every television in America that doesn't have anything else to watch. Are you kidding me? Hot babies? Well, who even says that? My babies are sexy. Like, you know what happens exactly after you say that? The police come and they arrest you. And they're like, nope, that's always, my babies are hot. What are your babies? alive and well and thriving in society, unlike you, who is in jail now. Okay? Next time you say that, you're going in penitentiary. Stop. It's beautiful. Like, you know, beautiful babies. You know, it's just the word really changes everything. Hey, you have a beautiful baby. Awesome. Hey, you have a sexy baby. You're going to jail.
Poor. Hello, Zanab.
Oh my God!
You
Let's hope she says that in the bedroom.
have such a cute voice, by the way.
Does she?
Oh my God!
You have
She just literally screamed like she won the lottery and also lost a lung at the same time.
Just like bonus points, my dad passed away when I was 13 years old.
So they meet in the pods again, Zanab and Cole, and this time they have a deep philosophical conversation. It's actually a sad moment when Zanab talks about her family and how both her parents passed when she was really young, which is really sad.
So I lost my dad at 13, and then 5 years later, I lost my mom.
I just started to like you a lot more after this date.
So yeah, Zanab goes through the trouble of saying, you know, she's had a very tough upbringing and from a very young age lost both of her parents. And it's a very touching, heartbreaking moment. And it's followed up with Cole saying, I just like you a lot more now. I like that. It's the most insensitive bullshit. Like, I know that he didn't mean it like that. He meant, I like the fact that you've opened up. But you could say that. You could say it like that, Cole. I just like you a whole lot more. Cha-ching! No parents. The parents usually hate me. But now that they're in the ground, I'm gonna get my hands with this biatch. I'm gonna call the frat boys right now. Hey, Chad, call Ricky. Call Ricky, tell him I'm in. I never thought that would be the reaction. I can't believe that would be the reaction from, hey, my parents are dead. Oh my God, I love you now. That's dope. I hated you before, but now that they're dead, I like that.
I'm a cute little flight attendant if you ever see me on a plane, but
But let's not just bash on Cole. Zanab also, from the offset, displays a few traits that I found personally, like, just, you know, I had one of these question marks like this. I just didn't really know what she was talking about. She says that she's a cute flight attendant, and then she also says she doesn't know why people don't hit on her on the plane. Have a listen.
I don't really get approached. I don't know what it is. I don't get hit on back home. I don't get hit on the plane.
Zanab, my wonderful lady, nobody hits on you on the plane because you're a flight attendant and you're doing your job. Would you like it if people hit on you while you were doing your job? I would feel very uncomfortable if I was a flight attendant and people were hitting on me. Do you know how awkward it would be if you're like, hello, sir, would you like some nuts? And he's like, yes, I'd like some nuts on your face. And then you don't like that. And then you have to serve him for the rest of the flight, like 10 hours later. Hello, sir, still on the flight? Yeah, I tried jumping out the window, but I couldn't. Okay. Nobody hits on you because it's super inappropriate. If it doesn't work, it's gonna be super awkward. And it's just respectful to not do this. You should be secure and you should feel great wherever you are, but you shouldn't need the validation or attention of men in order to feel like you're doing enough or are enough.
You know, who's gonna hit on me when I'm sweaty at the gym, right? But
again, at the gym, you see what I mean? This is the thing. Guys is gonna be so confused because if a guy goes up to a girl at a gym and hits on them, it is so inappropriate. And even other guys are like, no bro, not right here. Please respect people who are going to a gym to work out and better themselves. This is not the place to be hitting on people. But then you have people like this who's like, I don't know why people don't hit on me. Maybe it's because I'm sweaty. It's because people are trying to be respectful of space and time. So it's very confusing to hear, I don't know why I don't get hit on work, when we're trying very hard, especially as guys, to not do that so everyone can have a safe space and be able to operate within it.
I guess the right person would.
No. The right person wouldn't hit on you because that's really wrong. The right person will wait till you land and maybe when the plane's landed say, hey, I had a really nice flight. I love how you served me them nuts. Would you like to come back to my place so I could serve you mine into your face now? No? Okay. Cole and Colleen. So, as I said, in between Zanab and Cole's like budding relationship and romance, Cole and Colleen also have sort of a thing. Their relationship sort of takes off, and then it peaks at a certain point when Cole feels that Colleen is not deep enough as a person for him.
I don't want to say I'm like shallow by any means, but I'm comfortable with keeping things surface level and fun.
And so Cole is like, listen, I'm a fun guy. I ask the right questions. Would a bear win in a fight or would a gorilla win? Those are my normal questions. But then I have deep questions like, why do you think space exists, bro? And so he says that and Colleen's like, yeah, I like to keep things surface level. I don't like to get deeper than that. If I think too hard, I break. So it seems to be like they're at an impasse because they can't can't agree on their like style of communication. Both of them sort of like different things. She just wants to keep everything like over here. She doesn't want to venture too deep. And Cole is like, yeah, I'm a scientist. I really like deep conversations only. Bear Grylls, scientific evidence only.
For me, like a marriage is, it's gonna be very deep. I mean, I know for sure I don't want a shallow marriage relationship.
Cole then says something that can be perceived as pretty insensitive. I don't think he meant it like that because Colleen said the word shallow and then Cole just went off of that by saying he doesn't want a shallow relationship. I don't know if he necessarily meant she's shallow, but I can very much see how you can look at that and feel like that's aimed at you. And that was the wrong choice of words for him to use. I think he could have thought about that before saying it because I would feel hurt by hearing that.
Yeah.
It's not super attractive to only be in the kind of shallow relationships, and I'm working on it over here. And that's all I gotta say right now.
So Colleen's like, listen, I'm working on it. I'm trying to not ask questions like, you know, are you okay, bruh? Like, I want to ask the deep questions like, are you sure you're okay, bruh? But right now I'm working on it. And working on it wasn't enough for Cole at this point, and he makes the decision to be like, I think I want something a little deeper. And they break it off. What could have been a relationship between the two is no more. And that leaves Cole to go to Zanab and Colleen crying. She then ends up with another guy. His name is... This is the most forgettable man I've ever met in my life. I don't even remember his goddamn name. He's a short white dude. He looks like he could be in any of the Lord of the Rings movies without any makeup or special effects. I don't know what his name is. But he ends up with her. The reason I brought that up is because he's also like an angry hobbit man. That guy is crazy. But Colleen and him seem to work out. Although I think behind the scenes, there's something going on that's really, really bad.
You're looking for someone who's a little different than me.
Maybe I am a shallow person, then, you know, whatever, or how you're reading me, but I know I'm not. Peace out, Cole. Peace out.
Yeah, so like I said, Colleen sort of takes offense to the line shallow, and she takes offense to being called shallow, which I think anybody would, because nobody's really a shallow person. Everybody has depth to them. It's just who can bring it out in them, how willing they are to go deep with another person. So I think within 10 days, asking someone to bring out the deep side of them doesn't work for everyone. And she's completely fine to say peace out. I just found it really funny. That's how people like leave on the show. Peace out, Cole. I guess I'll see you in a better lifetime. I'm gonna go find someone who loves me and ballerina-ing. Okay? I'll see you later, Cole. Cole. Whatever your name is, stupid. I'm gonna go cry now. And she goes and, you know, obviously cries. It's really sad.
Wow.
No, he just like kind of shot me down. I think he misread me, and he was just like kind of in a way called me shallow. I think I took it.
Colleen is telling people that, you know, Cole is really sucks and says that she's shallow. Zanab is there listening. And then literally the next scene, a part that I want you to remember for the rest of this video happens.
I like how he just breaks out in song.
She likes how he breaks out in song because Cole is a show tunes kind of guy.
You are what I need, Zanab. This is what I need in my life.
Cole.
Something you should know about me that I'll just tell you. I've
You're fat.
been married and divorced.
Oh, that's way different. I didn't even think that was a thing. I didn't think this dude was ever gonna get married and divorced. Damn.
Wow.
Dated a girl for 2 months, and then we were only married for 4.5 months.
I guess love is blind, but to Cole, love is also fast. 2 months? Oh my god, I've had things in my fridge longer than that. Shut up, I'm cleaning it. What do you meet someone for 2 months and you're like, marry me? And then she's like, yes. She's just as crazy. And then 4 months later, you're like, oh, that was a stupid idea. What? 2 months? Bruv, what is wrong with you? You've been flipping houses. Have you flipping lost your mind, son? 2 months. You better check yourself before you divorce. You're gonna end up like Ross.
I learned a lot from that experience.
Maybe not take everything literally from the movie The Fast and the Furious. Maybe not take Vin Diesel's advice in every aspect of your life. You don't have to rush into a relationship like it's a Mustang, okay? Maybe take it a little slower.
So if you want someone who wants to be married, and you want someone who wants to be a father, you're talking to the right guy. Do you want to be my girlfriend?
I would love to be your girlfriend.
Anyway, regardless of that weird nugget of information, Cole does say that he's really wanting to be a committed man and a father, which is something that I'm sure everybody wants to hear. you want that relationship where you can have a solid foundation. Everybody wants their partner to be there for them and like good to their next of kin or like offspring. Sure. In fact, Cole actually asked, will you be my girlfriend? And Zanab's like, yeah, hell yeah. And things seem to be going okay. It's a couple that wants to get deep. I think they laugh at each other's jokes, and Zanab seems to like everything that's coming out of his mouth. And hopefully, maybe she'll like the things going into hers.
You'll be my girlfriend?
Yes.
OMG!
Is he a frat boy or is he like a mean girl from the movie Mean Girls? Will you be my boyfriend? I mean my girlfriend? OMG, what? Oh, Ricky, please call Chad. We need to have a conversation.
Hi, I could not be happier to be in this pod right now.
So the next day, I think the 10th day, it is time. You either propose and you move on, or you don't and you move off. What happens if you propose and the person says yes, is you now have 4 weeks from the time you're engaged to get ready to get married. This is where the stakes are raised, and it's time for Cole to make his decision. What do you think he's gonna do?
I definitely wouldn't have found you outside of here. I don't think you're the type of girl I would have gone for, but I feel like you're exactly the type of girl that I needed to go for.
You're not the type of girl that I'd really go for. Like, I imagine you're ugly, but like, you know, you're what I need, because like sometimes it's like, it's women, like, you know, it's like a chair. It doesn't look pretty, but when I sit in it, I grow into it, you know what I mean?
I wanted to ask you if you'd be my wife.
Cool.
He did it like a frat boy too. I wanted to ask you if you'd be my wife. I got my gorilla and my bear here. My wife. Woo! Come on, bro. Be my wife, bro. Yeah.
I don't care what you look like. I would love to be your wife.
Woo! And we did it. There's another marriage, baby. Another engagement. Woo! Love is blind. Engagement success rate 0%. This should be good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so then Cole loses his fucking marbles and starts screaming and making sounds as if he's a gorilla.
We're gay! I'm losing it over here. We're gay!
Great, congratulations, you're engaged. In 10 days, I haven't seen enough to know why you guys are a good match. I don't know, maybe there's stuff off camera that I've seen that they didn't show, but besides having 1 or 2 deep conversations and maybe a few jokes, I don't think that they have anything more in common, which is weird because if I have a few deep conversations and share a laugh, I consider that person my friend, not the love of my life. I've had a deep conversation with my landlord. It doesn't mean I want to say, come into bed. The bed that you know, don't own, but the house that you do. Maybe we can christen it together, brother.
First thing I want to know about someone is like, do we enjoy being together?
Hopefully before you marry them, you'll know that. You know what I mean? Like, that would be something to ask when you meet their person, because asking that now, it's just weird, bro. It's like, it's just tragic.
Are you a life-giving person? Are you fun? After the
Are you fun after you marry them? Oh no. That's really not, that's concerning. Are you fun? Imagine marrying the person and being like, what's your name though? I don't really know.
first day of this experiment, I would have never, ever
Foreshadowing.
marrying Zanab.
Oh my god, he actually even runs like a gorilla. As soon as they meet each other for the first time, he runs like a caveman who, you know, it's not going to threaten anything in life.
Bigger boobs than I expected.
There it is. There's my frat boy Cole. She's got bigger boobs. Yeah. He said it like a matter of fact thing too. He didn't even smile. He's like, she's got bigger boobs than I expected. It's pretty good. I'd like to milk them. So yeah, they finally meet each other. It seems like they're very attracted to each other. You know, everything seems good. This is the part of Love is Blind that I honestly think is the most staged and fake. The fakest bullshit of all time. It's so annoying to me because every single time a couple says yes, they come out and they're like, yo, oh my god, you're fucking hot. I just want to mount you right on this mat. Hey. His name's Matt. His name's Matt. You know the guy I was talking about? This is the most forgettable man I've ever met in my life. His name's Matt. I didn't make this up. I just remembered. That's how forgettable this garden gnome angry man is. Ugh, I'm sure he'll come up in the series for a little bit and you'll see him. So forgettable. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Listen, this is the worst part. I just want one contestant to see another contestant and is like, ugh, you are not what I expected. You had a nice voice. I just want one thing like that because it at least would be realistic. It wouldn't be fun, but it would definitely be good for the show. People would be like, oh yeah, that's a realistic thing. Sometimes people aren't attracted when they see each other. So now we enter the honeymoon phase. / Trouble in Paradise. This is where Cole and Zanab finally get the chance to meet for the first time, see each other, and live in each other's company. And although usually this is the honeymoon phase for people, and they're madly in love before they see any problems, Cole and Zanab seem to face problems already. Here's where it gets juicier than Biggie Smalls. The song, not the person. That sounded I played myself.
It was a shocking experience to be like, oh my gosh, this is what the face and the body of the girl I fell in love with actually looks like in real life. I did not know that. I had a different idea.
Yeah, here's the thing. Now, when you go into these shows, you shouldn't have preconceived notions and you shouldn't have expectations, because going into a show specifically like this with that frame of reference automatically prepares you for failure. If you're expecting something, you're not going to get that. There's no way you can go on a show called Love is Blind expecting something and then getting that exact desired result, because of the whole purpose of the show. That defeats that purpose. Having those expectations sometimes is going to set you back when you're like, I thought you were going to be, I don't know, blonde and blue-eyed, but you're a flight attendant. You know what I mean? Like, ugh. It seems like that is almost like a recipe for failure. And I don't know if Cole even knows it by saying that.
I'm attracted to Zanab though.
Do you know anybody who's like, you know, boyfriend and girlfriend who's like, I'm attracted to Martha though? Like, yeah. I'm really attracted to her though, you know? I didn't expect like her to look like a Thomas the Tank Engine. You know, I could ride that locomotive.
So if I get your hair wet, how mad are you gonna be?
It wouldn't be like my happiest time.
I will be nice.
So already, I just want to note that Zanab, in the one line that we hear of her, is like, I don't know if I'd be exactly at my happiest if you get my hair wet. Very valid. I'm sure that it takes a long time to do hair. However, this is the honeymoon phase. I think you can afford to do, you know, some wild things with your partner already. I think you can afford to be like, yeah, things that I normally, you know, wouldn't let go. I'm in love. Things have just begun. Let me let them slide. Let me let him slide into my DMs and then my bed. We'll see.
Being a woman, it's easy to get in your head about things and be like, oh, is he gonna really like want me? Is he gonna really, you know, want to, maybe he doesn't want to jump my bones. That would.
All right. So Zanab says something that is completely valid. Notice this and like definitely listen to a lot of girls or like my friends who are girls or more, but it's a very common theme to be or to feel inadequacy about yourself. I guess in social media nowadays, the fact that you could just open up any page of anything and then see like these models modeling, and it's so accessible for people these days to have like the ability to look at someone. And then guys, for the most part, are pretty like physical or visual creatures, so they're looking at people like, damn, she got a nice ass. Not you. Ugh, my girlfriend doesn't even have an ass. When she sits on a chair, it's 90 degrees. You know what I mean? So Zanab is probably exhibiting some of her tendencies to which she was like earlier. Why aren't people hitting on me? Why do I feel inadequate? She needs that validation, and I don't know if Cole's necessarily given it to her. It's something that she should bring up. I know that it's just at the start of the relationship, but if it's something that you need and desire, you gotta find a partner who can either be okay with that or work on yourself, maybe even both, perhaps, because it's important to not feel like that or to tell your partner so that they know.
Do you love me?
Mm-hmm.
How much?
All right, well, maybe I should just throw this relationship in the trash can already, because they go back to their apartment and Cole's already like, do you love me? And she's like, yeah. How much? Come on.
Say, hurry up. Your nighttime routine takes forever.
Can you close our curtains?
You do look like a different person now.
Do I? I don't think I do.
No.
All right, well, it's not a good start at the Cole and Zanab household, because Cole instantly said two things that are probably not good. Your nighttime routine takes forever. It's going to, bro. Girls do this, okay? They need to look beautiful. They need to feel pampered. It's just a thing. You gotta be patient, my guy. Secondly, saying she looks different without makeup it may be true, but maybe not something you should say right away, especially to someone who, you know, has those issues. We're not off to a great start. This is definitely going to be in our head.
I really look like a totally different person.
No, you look exactly the same. With more freckles.
Yeah, I have spots.
I didn't know you had so many freckles.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, okay, there's nothing wrong with freckles. Freckles are sexy. Don't say that like that. I think it's 20% Cole's fault, and now it's more Cole's fault. So I would say the blame is now 80% Cole. So it's 80% Cole and 20% Zanab's inadequacy. He's saying a lot of weird stuff, and I think right now he's really not doing too well to, I don't know, make her feel comfortable. It's very early on, and I can see little cracks that are going to just open up if things don't fix. It ends with a little pillow fight, and as you can see, Zanab takes the pillow away. I'm pretty sure he slept on the floor that night. But the next scene is called Passive Aggression Begins, and this is where the dynamics start shifting. Zanab and Cole are on an excursion/date where they're just doing things like playing cornhole. I know, when I heard the word cornhole, I thought it was a completely different thing, but it's apparently a very simple game where you just toss a beanbag into a hole. I've tossed my beanbag into many holes. Never filmed it. Wasn't allowed to. All right.
Zay.
What?
At least make it
not
look like
it.
you want to get it there, you know? Like,
Wow.
okay.
I can't with you and your little girly drink and you're like getting it all in.
Yep, so there's already like some weird stuff happening where Cole is like, hey, you know, at least make an effort. And then she's like, I can't with you and your little girly drink, which is a very weird comment to make. I always feel weirded out when girls do that, when they're like, I don't want people to like use feminine traits as like a misogynistic thing to say and then use it on a guy and like, stop being girly. It feels really odd. That feels like a double standard. He's just drinking whatever he wants. He's allowed to. Shouldn't be a bad thing. But then they go and play ping pong. And yeah, Cole tries to teach her and she's like Forrest Gump. But not Forrest Gump playing table tennis. Forrest Gump in terms of like understanding math. That's how bad she is at it.
Paddle, table, table on the serve.
Like
Table.
this?
Yes, but then it has to hit table. Paddle, table, table.
That was aggressive. I'm not the girl to play ping pong with. See?
Yep, so that didn't work out too well. Probably an analogy for their relationship, maybe a little eight shadowing, something like that. They move on to chess, a strategic game. But it turns out Zanab doesn't know how to play chess. I just want to know why they even set this date up if she didn't know how to play any of this stuff. This seems like it's just a failure waiting to happen, doesn't it?
I don't know what I'm trying to do. Okay, I'm gonna go here. My pawn can't take out your bishop.
Yeah, I mean, listen, sometimes your partner and you are not gonna have everything in common. You're not all gonna be amazing at things. You might play video games and your girl or guy might be absolute jack shit at it. It might be the worst video game experience and you're like, well, we can't do this. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But the issue is Zanab is kind of like getting to the point where she's getting a little frustrated, and Cole gave up so much to the point he sat down and started looking at ducks and is like, blah, 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 blah. He's just being a duck.
Cole.
I feel like we're gonna have so much beef after these games.
Really? Why? Because I'm so passive aggressive.
It's the fact that she even says it, like she knows it, and she does. Oh man, it's almost really the fact that these two are like, you can see just from this moment that the way that they exist, even doing little things like playing games, you can see that she definitely needs a different type of person, and he needs someone who's like gonna try things regardless. And she's like, if I'm embarrassed, I'm not going to try things, and if I don't like it, I'm not doing it. Somebody's gotta like do something to change, and if they don't, then it's just like two different people. That's what's happening. At the end of this whole game series, Zanab asks straight up, did you have fun?
Did you have fun playing games?
And Cole genuinely can't just say yes. And he probably shouldn't, because it must have been a pretty bad experience to be like, I just want to show this person all the stuff that I like. And every time he tried, it backfired.
I mean, if you want to like maybe pick up your towel sometime and maybe not like throw it across the coffee table.
Did I do that?
Yeah, or like on the floor, just like throw it across the sink or throw it across the tub.
For some reason, for some unknown to man, honestly, after Cole answers the question and does it in a way that seems to be okay, Zanab then brings up the fact that he throws his towels on the floor and proceeds to talk about something that has nothing to do with anything. Then Cole just straight up asks, are you being passive aggressive? And she says no. And this sets off basically the chain of events for the rest of their relationship.
Are you being passive aggressive?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So we gotta be honest with each other and nip it in bud. Like me telling you that you're passive aggressive all the time.
Exactly. Day 2, give it to me.
Netflix has the goal to play like some nice music like, yeah, this is a healthy relationship. Doom, doom, doom. You're passive aggressive. You're a bitch. Okay.
Fixed by like maybe day 4. maybe just tell me if I'm being in your face too much, because I do feel like I come on very strong.
This is an important part. Zanab says, just tell me when I'm being a certain thing so that I can nip it in the bud and fix it. She says that if you tell me now, she'll work really hard on it, and within a few days, she'll be fine. It's something that's really important to know because, like I always say, trying shows how much you care. And as soon as you stop trying, you just don't care anymore. But at least she offers him that. So they agree to work on things, and that's that.
Welcome.
That's Matt! That's the garden gnome who gets angry at people, and when he gets angry at people, his face gets red, and then he turns like Super Saiyan. But like, no powers, just power of anger.
Colleen is the type of girl I'd normally go for, but I am an engaged man now, so...
Nick and Vanessa say, hey, here's all the people that have been on the show and who have said yes to getting engaged and married. And one of the people is Colleen, a person that Cole had a thing with. And then he gets to see her and he has a visceral reaction. He says that he definitely would go for Colleen, but he's engaged and that's okay. Although it's not okay to Cole because he's having trouble in paradise. Meanwhile, Colleen and Zanab talk and they figure out that both of them had sex, and then they start doing a weird dance like they are cavemen who discovered fire in their vaginas. Start fucking throwing it back, doing all the Dougie and shit. Alright, it's a bit much, man.
Odds to here, there's been a disconnect for me. Right. There's been like a, holy crap, you're not what I had pictured.
Kind of weird, like, you know, when you see the juxtaposition. Zanab was talking about like having sex and like yes, let me back that ass up. Meanwhile, Cole's like, yeah, there's been a disconnect emotionally, and I don't know what's going on from the pods to here. It seems like they're having completely different recollections of the situation.
Still in love? It's different now.
Oh, 100%, it's very different.
Because I was able to craft and create the girl that was in the pod, and I had this idea of what she was.
Whenever someone says I'm still in love but it's different now, there's a problem. Means that you need to figure something out because there's an issue that needs to be fixed because you had a preconceived notion or something that happened that changed, and you need to figure that one out. So Cole is already experiencing a different type of, like, I would assume, distance from Zanab because of the passive aggression, because he didn't see that in the pods, because she didn't display that in the pods. Whenever you meet someone for the first time, you put on your best front, and I hate it because that means you can't really tell who's who. And then slowly, as you get more comfortable, you begin to chip away and you figure out who the real person is. And as I've said, love is not about figuring out that, oh, this person is different. Everyone will disappoint you. This is just life, but love is when someone can disappoint you and you can be like, no, they're gonna make it better, or we're gonna still try and figure it out. It happens, and that's what love is.
Zanab can be kind of passive aggressive.
Oh, okay. That can't be a good thing, though. That can't be a good thing.
I like how this guy, SK, is like, that's a pretty good thing, right? Passive aggressive, that's nice. And she's a bitch too, I like that one. He's just, I don't know how he could see this as a positive thing, but I'm glad that he's so optimistic that he thinks that passive aggression is like a good thing. He's like, yeah, passive aggression, my goal is like happy and shit. I don't know, I think she's evil.
No, it's not at all a good thing, it just beats me down.
That's the reaction. No, it's not at all a good thing, dude. What's wrong with you, bro?
But everything I do, you got a passive-aggressive comment.
So clearly Cole is having these feelings that he probably should be talking about to Zanab. Now, whenever you have problems with your partner, it's natural. It's only natural that you talk about it with someone else because you don't necessarily want to hurt the individual. That's just because you care about them. And maybe you seek advice before going to them. Sure. But at the same time, you do have to have the conversation with that person, especially if you trust them enough and you owe them that respect and courtesy. So hopefully Cole does actually explain that to her and has the conversation of, I feel this way because of things that you do. It's important to be realistic and to be open because that honestly is the best course of action. Honesty does really solve a lot of issues.
Your surf lesson.
The next day they go surfing, and of course Zanab doesn't go surfing, she just watches Cole, showing that Cole is more of the extroverted one and Zanab is introverted. This could work and it really doesn't need to be an issue. It's only when people make it an issue that it is.
Having any second thoughts?
Not one. After seeing all the girls, are you having any second thoughts?
Oh, don't eat something, say no, say no.
Wow, it's the hesitation for me. It's the quietness.
No, I'm not having any second thoughts.
No?
Not even a little bit.
Raven's too much for me.
So Zanab then, you know, her nature to feel like she's not enough comes out, and she asks Cole, like, you know, are you having any second thoughts on seeing the people? And Cole says no, but he says it in a way that's going to shift the blame onto him. I think he's going from 80 to 85% Cole's fault. He says that Raven's too much and Colleen is not interested in him. That's important because the syntax of that sentence implies that he's interested in her. It's just that she's not interested, or she's found someone else. It's not that he's not interested, and that matters. That really matters.
But you were really excited to meet Colleen, and you said that last night too. You were like, oh, her and Matt.
Majority of girls that I have dated have looked more like Colleen.
White and white, right?
Physically, you're different than anyone I've ever dated.
Is that hard for you?
Oh, I'm good.
I always thought like Zanab looks like attractive. I never thought that there was like an issue. I don't know what Cole is seeing. I don't even know why this is a factor, because like I never thought that she would even see herself as not an attractive person, because she is. You know, for a show that's called Love is Blind, everyone on that show is quite like decent looking. You haven't ever found someone who's conventionally not that attractive. It's like that show that I did a reaction on a long time ago called Sexy Beasts, where they disguise people. They get them to like go on the dates without them knowing how they look, but when they reveal how they look, all of them were already good looking. And it felt like a just kick in the nuts to people who have a hard time dating. I mean, it's a very tough landscape. So I don't know why Zanab is feeling this way. It's kind of sad that she's even been made to feel like that, but I don't know if it's Cole's fault. I think this is before her. Although Cole isn't helping by saying that she's not normally his type.
Yeah, stop fattening me up.
Oh, you're okay with fattening me up though?
You're fattening yourself up.
Wow.
I can tell you from a guy's perspective, you say that to another guy, stop eating chips, you fat fucker. That's, you know, your friend is like, oh, okay, dickhead, I won't. But if you say it to a girl, that's like a sensitive thing. I'm not fattening you up, you're fattening you up. That's bad. I think Cole just doesn't have that filter yet and doesn't really know what was to say and what to keep in his head.
He's that female that is insecure, but Cole is unfiltered 1,000% of the time. But that's part of Cole being just so transparent, which is one of the many things I love about him.
It's interesting that Zanab loves his unfiltered nature, because later on in the series, you're going to hear the absolute opposite.
I in no way want a love that I have to question or be, you know, insecure about.
So the next time everyone meets each other, they're at a pool party, and Cole is, as usual, the extrovert. He's in the pool, sitting on a unicorn, riding that shit to heaven, saying, Zay, come on. And Zay is standing outside the pool looking like a Tupac stunt double, wanting to just look, you know, cute with all her clothes on. She does not want to go in. As I've said before, you can be introverted and extroverted and have a great relationship. Doesn't mean you have to do everything together, but it's the way that they operate while not with each other that really makes it seem like this is not going well.
I'm gonna look like a wet dog if I get on that thing right now. No, I like to sit and like cheer you on.
It's just that conversation where Cole is like, come on, come into the water, it's fun. And she's like, no, I've worked so hard on this. I'm gonna look like a wet dog. Just no. Neither of them are compromising. Cole could have sat up there with her and been like, hey, let's have some time together. She could have went into the pool, then came out, and then dressed up. Either of them could have compromised, but neither of them want to. And that's just really not a great relationship. There's no push and pull. It's either his way or her way. No in between.
So physically, there is some growing for me to do. I think she is hot now because I love her.
So then Alexa, the fat whale, comes and sits in. I'm sorry, I don't like her. I don't like her, and I don't care. I don't care. She's a very mean person, and she's so mean to everyone. So anyway, she floats her way to Cole, and then he begins talking openly about how he doesn't feel like Zanab and him sometimes get along. And she doesn't take that advice well. Instead of coming there and actually giving him advice, she judges him.
My answer. I have feelings for Zay, but I'm not head over heels yet.
Yeah. Okay. I'm literally fucking dying.
You're not literally fucking dying, because you're standing there on a show called Love is Blind while people film your life, and it's not that dramatic. So shut the actual fuck up and live a better life, you idiots. Thank you.
I just felt like that was like very weird. Like 1,000.
If you feel it's weird, float away. Float upstream or float downstream. Wherever shit goes, float that way. If it's a problem to hear people express their concerns, float somewhere else. If you can't get it into your head that in human life, people have situations and obstacles that do not correlate with your mindset, and that everybody has their own trials and tribulations and needs to get over that, if you're not aware or can understand or are able to process that, don't be involved in conversations like that. Just don't judge them. Sincerely, me. I hate people like that. Thank you. I'm judging them. See, I'm doing it now. I'm sorry.
How are you and Matt?
I mean, great.
So yeah, at the party, because Zay is off looking like an orange jumpsuit prisoner, Cole is in the water.
Hello, how are you? I am under the water.
And then he meets Colleen, and they have some dialogue because this is the first time they get to speak to each other. And they both express sort of mutual interest in each other's physical qualities.
Get married right now. Do you have any like reservations? Like,
I thought he was like, do you have any reservations? What are you doing at 6? Zanab's screaming at me at 5, but I'll be free after that.
what he's been telling me is everything's perfect. But like, really, is everything really perfect?
I mean, like, that's the only thing.
come on.
No, that's the only.
Matt is so forgettable that Cole can literally come up during a pool party while Matt is standing there and have a conversation with Matt's girlfriend and hit on her because everyone forgot Matt existed. You know the song Forgot About Dre? There should be another one called Forgot About Matt, and it's just a video of him. But there's no song because people forgot to record it because nobody remembers this man.
No, that's the only thing that, like, we haven't come across anything. So, of course, that's scary where it's like, when.
Great job, Netflix. Great job.
The audio is so good I could almost hear these two people speak.
This is really nice. It's not like I'm in a restaurant where 100 people are talking and I'm just trying to focus in on the people that I need to. It's not like you have lav mics or you have $1 million production budget. What, did Nick Lachey film this himself? From his own money?
Is this why the quality is like this?
Come on, Netflix, get it together.
How you doing?
What do you want to know?
Anything. Everything.
We do have like a physical.
So Colleen says about Matt that they're actually going almost too well and that they don't even have any issues, and that somewhat scares her. She will later be absolutely bombarded with the fact that Matt has many problems. So, you know, be careful what you wish for. But then she asks Cole about Zanab, and he's open and says the connection sort of dwindles sometimes when they don't see eye to eye. And he also says that he definitely would have, you know, he knew that Colleen looked very good.
I knew that I would be physically attracted to you, but I was like...
It was hard for you to say no to me.
So I don't see why this is a huge deal at this point. I know that this is going to come up and be a focal point in the series. However, I don't necessarily see how these two have been inappropriate. What they've done is they've met up and said, oh, yeah, no, I definitely think that you'd be someone that I'd go for. Because physically, you are the type that I usually go for. Colleen even says, yeah, I usually don't like garden gnomes that come to life. I like people like you. So if I was at a bar, I'd probably try and pick you up. And unlike the gnome, it would be harder. So, you know, that's what happens. And while it's probably hard to hear your partner say that about another person, when you consider the fact that the show is Love is Blind and they've only known each other for like 10 days and also dated in the pods, I think just with common sense alone, you could be like, oh, that makes sense. You're allowed to say it. You're not with that person, so it's fine, right?
Zanab is the girl I emotionally connect with. Colleen's the girl I physically connect with. Where's the in between?
It's almost weird to hear Cole say that because I just thought that Zanab would be the one that he would physically connect with, because emotionally I don't see where the connection is to this day. It's like a TV antenna in 2025, not really there and connecting to anything. I don't understand what they connected on. I haven't seen them agree on anything. These two could go to a restaurant and not actually go inside because they can't figure out which table to sit on, and that's my issue. But for some reason Cole thinks that Zanab and him emotionally are perfect, and he's just not physically attracted to Zanab as much as he is to Colleen, which is a very like weird situation, since I just don't understand why he wouldn't like Zanab unless she's turning him off emotionally, which he doesn't seem to be saying. So maybe Cole is just being a guy about this and just being like, damn, she's sexy. I'm married, but if I wasn't, I'd be hitting that.
You're like trying to physically fall in love with Zanab, and it's tough. I'm already physically in love with Colleen.
Oh my god, 90% Cole's fault. You're in love with Colleen? You just met her. You just saw her like the other day. You're physically in love with her. She has a boyfriend. Dude, just... what are you saying stuff like that for? This is the stuff that's really going to come back and bite you in the proverbial asshole. It's gonna bite you in the taint, Cole. You're gonna go from Andrew Tate to Andrew Taint at this rate.
And so it's like, where is the perfect girl? Whoa.
That sucks. Getting engaged to someone and then saying, where is the perfect girl? Oh, that's not good to say, buddy. Oh my god. dude. I know you flip houses, but you need to flip the common sense switch on in your head. Because this is not looking good. It's not. Next scene. Cole tells Zay about Colleen. Yeah. This is gonna be tough. So after the pool party, these two start talking in bed, a little pillow talk. And unlike the Zayn song, it doesn't sound as beautiful.
You came over, you were swimming over. You're like, oh, I'm coming over to my girl. Something ridiculous. And then I asked you to rate me.
I was like,
yeah, so it starts off with Zanab being insecure again. Again, I think this is a huge problem at this point. The fact that every time we seem to have this conversation, it stems from Zanab's insecurity. Now, I don't know if Cole's expected to recognize this, and I don't know if Zanab's explained that she has these insecurities. I think her explaining it really will help Cole, and I think that Cole looking for these signs really will help Zanab. So that needs to be addressed before anything else is, because if it's not, then things like this are going to happen.
is there anyone here who you think is a 10 out of 10? I was just like,
Yeah, Colleen.
I was like, maybe one person.
Maybe you shouldn't have said that shit, even if you thought it. I feel like a dad now. Daddy Leo, come here. Let me son you. Sit on my lap. If a girl, this is a bear trap, Cole. If a girl says, is there anyone else here more attractive than me? You don't say no. You say, I haven't looked, because my eyes have been on you.
God damn.
Super shitty to hear.
And I gave you a 9 out of 10. Do you realize I give like 80% of the women in the world like less than a 7? I gave you a 9.
Don't double down on these comments. If you fuck up, respect it, own it, say I'm sorry. You doubling down saying, normally the girls that I give are like 6 and 7, doesn't make her feel any better. You're not with those goals, you're with her. So all of that shit is irrelevant. All that she cares about is that you think there are other people there more attractive than her, and your eyes do not catch hers as much as they catch another's. That is a very shitty thing to do to a partner, let alone someone you promised to marry. My guy, get off my lap.
A 9 out of 10, okay.
A 9 out of 10. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe it's my fault because I asked you to.
Imagine if you were at a party and your girl said, yeah, you're okay, but that guy's really hot. Your balls will drop. You'd get mentally castrated. It would feel horrible. So bearing that in mind, I don't think it's okay to say that. I think if you really think it, then think it. I think it's bad. I do want to say, even asking that question is stupid. If you're 30-something, don't ask that. If you don't want him to answer properly, don't ask that. Don't ask a question in which he could answer it that you could feel really, really bad. You're asking the question expecting him to say 10, and maybe his unfiltered nature is not going to do that. You're almost expecting him to fuck up and then feeling bad for it. So I know that you are not always feeling confident, but there's got to be another way where you can do it and, you know, maybe get the answer that you want. Babe, do I look good? Not, do I look like the best girl here? Is there no one else better than me? Mirror, mirror on the wall. Whose ass are you gonna eat after all? I'm just saying, there are better ways to do both of these things from both of them. A learning experience from both people right here.
Rate me. That's all on me. Those are just self-esteem issues, babe, that I have to work through.
Definitely, definitely. And admitting this is an important thing. Being mad at him is not as okay if you know that this is something that you have to work on and you know that you've done this. Then you should probably give him a little more credit, and hopefully he can understand and be like, I'm sorry as well. That was really out of line for me.
It's really crappy to hear that the man you love and the man that you're engaged to is like, oh yeah, I'm physically attracted to this girl. You're a 9 out of 10.
I understand that. I really do understand that. But like I said, don't ask these questions if you don't want these answers, because that's going to ruin your relationship with that person. It's not like you need to probe someone. It's almost like you're looking for trouble at this point. So like I said, if there's probably a better way to ask that to get what you need out of it, as opposed to asking that and also setting this trap that could hurt the both of you. If you must ask, then that.
But she's a 10 out of 10. I just don't know if other women would receive that better than me. Maybe I'm very irrational, but I absolutely hated hearing that.
Not irrational at all. It's really shitty that he said that. I understand your frustration. Just wanted to validate that because it's important too.
But I think Colleen's attractive. So is everyone here. So is Brennan. So is SK. Everyone is good looking here. Everyone knows Colleen's hot. Do I have feelings for her? No. Would I ever marry her? No.
I say this every time. I love when people ask questions that they answer themselves. Am I white? Yes. Am I black? No. Would I want to be? Yes. You know? It's human nature. Yeah. So Cole is now tripling down on the situation instead of just saying, I understand and I very much can see why that would come off as this to you. He's like, yeah, she is attractive, and I'm not gonna lie about it. He's standing his ground. Okay, fair enough. Maybe it's good to not lie about it. Maybe it's good to be impartial and actually say the things that come to your mind. But you have to understand that you must face those consequences if that's what you choose to do. This is what I'm saying. You gotta meet in the middle. If you're gonna say this, you have to understand someone may not take it well. And if you don't want to say it, then hopefully Zanab could be like, maybe I won't ask you these things as much.
Yes, she's a great looking girl.
Stop.
I can't change that.
But you can change how you say things.
No, I don't have eyeballs. No, I don't see anyone else with a nice body and a cute face.
That's okay. If that's the honesty that we'll go with, we'll just keep it moving in our relationship.
I can do that. Do you want me to do that? Do you want me to say, oh no, you're the only girl I see?
No, I don't.
No, not necessarily. You don't have to say that, but there are certain things that your partner doesn't want to hear. There are day-to-day things in life that may affect your relationship with a person, and sometimes you choose to hold it back and not resent them for it. If you need to get it out, you could do it in a better way. You could definitely do it in a better way. You could say, this person is attractive, but nobody comes close to you. There are things that you need to do to secure your partner, especially if your partner's hang-up or something that they're working on is the ability or the need to feel secure about themselves. Then you have to be sensitive. You just have to be, even if you're not that type of person, because they are and you love them or like them, you need to figure out a way that you can both thrive doing things. You can't have it completely your way because there are now two people in this relationship or partnership. You have to account for someone else's feelings and thoughts.
Because now, forever, I will always think that's bullshit.
Good.
Anytime that comes out of your
That's
mouth.
bullshit for any guy, unless they're married.
No! Ew! I mean, sorry, she's good for her. But hey, man, my shorty got a nice ass. I'm gonna be like, yes, please. Give me more, like Oliver Twist. I just want that person. It doesn't necessarily have to be. You don't have to speak for every guy here. I can tell you right now, there are some who are like, I like mine and mine only.
Great. You look like, so we're close.
How was the little conversation with Cole at the pool?
So yeah, Cole and Zanab have this pillow talk and they are sort of going through a rough patch. Meanwhile, I wanted to add the scene in. Colleen is now fighting with the garden gnome Matt. And this is the only scene I really wanted you to see of him. This is the only scene we need to. He just doesn't understand how to take things.
All I said was you're a cute guy, and in the real world, sure.
What's the real world? I've been played before. All right, I get it.
I have so much respect for Zay.
Obviously, he doesn't.
I got so much respect, but what is the real world? I'm just gonna eat my. You tell me what the real world is. Guess what? Just because I'm a garden gnome doesn't mean I ain't real. Just because I was in a couple movies doesn't mean I ain't like Papa Smurf. I can pop a pill maybe, but this ain't right.
The fucking girls told me I was attractive and they were attracted to me and they wanted to be with me.
The problem, Matt, is that nobody did hit on you, so it's a little harder to say that. Very easy to sit up from your high chair, your high horse up there, when nobody's actually hitting on you, being like, yeah, if someone did, I'd say no. Nobody is.
We have 4 weeks.
Colleen starts crying and then Matt tries to console her, but he's angry Matt, so that's not happening.
To get married. And for you to tell people that they're attractive people as an engaged woman. He's a cute guy and in the real world, whatever happens, happens, right?
This is like the inverse of like insecurity for Zanab. You can see the insecurity in Matt right here. This is how a guy acts insecure. So you just gonna say that people are attractive? You just gonna think that other men are attractive other than me? But you're engaged to me. That means that you think I'm the best looking man of all time. I'm like Matthew McConaughey, mixed with Matthew Broderick, mixed with Matthew Maddox, mixed with Dr. Phil. I'm a lot of things. I'm everything you need and want and more. I'm a genie. Rub me like your lamp. And just rub my penis from time to time. Do other things. Just be the way that you want to. I love you and you love me. Look into my eyes. You're mine forever. He's almost like possessive. And not in the cute way. In a very red flaggish way.
No.
Fuck me, right?
No.
You're gonna tell me you love me and shit like that, but fuck me, right?
Then he starts getting crazy and he turns into the Joker. This is basically the inverse, like I said, of like Zanab. This is the guy version of just crazy, insecure, and going overboard.
I'm fighting for you.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I only have eyes for you, Matt.
Bro, what?
He even called a bro. Bro, what? What are you talking about? You got eyes for me? I seen your eyes looking other guys. There ain't no disguise. I'm telling you, time flies, and I'm gonna leave your ass behind if you just do that.
We're on 2 different pages.
No, please tell me.
No. I'm out.
Oh,
it's
please,
very simple.
Please.
It's very simple.
Matt's got the bark of a dog, but the look of a chihuahua. So yeah, he ain't no German Shepherd.
I don't want him to leave. I'm scared that he's trying to like tap out and I don't want to lose him. So I don't care what I have to do. Like, who cares? That's people pleasing. Like, I don't give a fuck.
No, Colleen, you're just talking out of emotion right now, and you need to heighten sense of emotion. Once you calm down, you'll be like, yeah, Matt is completely overreacting, and he needs to actually learn to be a lot better to you when you do simple things like that. That is really, really bad of him, and please don't people please someone who's not worth it. You're gonna regret it for the rest of your life.
Like, I don't want to lose him, so whatever I have to do, I have to do. I'm sorry, guys. Can you give me a second?
Sorry, guys, can you give me a second? They're like, yeah. Do you want longer, or let me just zoom in? Okay, you can see the tears. I can see the pores on your skin. Yeah, let me just. So insensitive.
If your wife came up to you and said that some guy...
Ah, yes, yeah, there it is. Matt being a crazy Joker person. If your wife came up to you and said, I have eyes for another man, what would you do? I'm sorry, Matt. I've known my wife since childhood, not like 10 days on a show where I didn't see the other person and she didn't either, and then said, yeah, vaguely I think you're attractive. I'm sorry, Matt. My experience is not the same as yours. Don't ask me those stupid questions, bruh.
Told her that she was cute, and then she in turn said that you're cute as well in the real world. If you were to buy me a drink, whatever happens, happens, would you be upset?
No, Matt, because I'm not on Love is Blind. I'm not that desperate. And it's okay for someone to say something like that when they've just met the other person in physical form. Especially when they're with you, Matt. With you, anybody be with you, Matt. It's like a goddamn miracle. Hell have frozen over when that shit happens, you know? I'm quoting scripture because clearly a miracle has happened.
Man to man, would you be upset?
Me personally?
You personally?
Oh, he's actually asking the cameraman.
Yeah, you fucking would be.
Oh, he's answering for him. Me? You want me to answer? How about, yeah, you would.
And if I would have done the same thing to one of the girls, I'd be the fucking player that's playing her like a fucking fiddle. And I'm not gonna get played, bud, okay? It's not a game. This is my life.
God damn. It's not a game. It's my life. Matt is a supervillain, isn't he? I'd like to see Matt's origin story. Why he became so aggressively angry. I would love to know where that came from. Amazing. So that was the night in question after the party. Things have simmered down the next day and people are actually back to their senses. And now the couples are going to move in with each other for the next 4 weeks before they get married. This is a tough thing because, like, you know, a lot of them haven't lived together, and that's going to definitely be different that they're together all the time. You're really gonna learn a lot about your partner then.
Level and taking it back home, living together.
How will you integrate your lives, careers, your homes?
God damn it, Nick. How would you integrate your lives, careers, your homes? All right, Star Trek, chill out. But yeah, turns out that Zanab and Cole already have some issues. Cole is a 26-year-old man-child, and he's not very clean. Zanab is the opposite.
Is this dirty? Mm-hmm. Do you know where you can put it? Like a laundry basket.
Okay, so you may be angry at your partner. You may think that they're doing something wrong. Here's a perfectly good love language to use. Understanding that your partner is not doing something right, and then telling them in a way that is loving and accommodating so they don't respond or reciprocate in a bad manner. What that requires is you not talking in a tone or using certain way of like saying it. The thing that Zanab did was like, do you know where you can put that? In the basket. Not condescending, not belittling. How about, hey, do you mind putting that in the basket? I don't like when things are messy. Oh, I'm sorry. Sure.
I feel like we were on pretty shaky ground, but then we've salvaged it, and I feel like it's way stronger now.
For some reason, Cole thinks that their relationship is way better. I just saw them fight over clothes, but apparently their relationship's good. So good that they're now meeting each other's family.
Bring the mailbox for me.
I want to make a good impression on Zanab's family.
Hi!
Hi! All right, weird way to introduce, but awesome.
You know, even though she was appreciative of the family that she had around her, she always had that hole that was always missing. And I think she's going to be looking to you to kind of fill that, along with your family.
So I'm going to split this into like 2 sections, of course. I'm going to split this into 2 sections. And so far, Cole is like, I would say close to 100% on the blame spectrum. The reason that I say that I'm going to split this into 2 sections is because it's going to do a 180 very, very soon. This is the thing that I thought was very interesting to add. I kept it in. It's because Zanab lost her parents young. A lot of the things that she grew up with in a different way to other people because she's had to fend for herself in a different way. Maybe things weren't as nurturing, maybe they were, I don't know. But it must affect you in a lot of ways if you've grown up in that sort of environment. And her stepmom explains to Cole that she's just always had a hole and she's looking for a big family to cover up that void. And I can completely understand because I'm a child of divorce and I've had both my parents leave. I'm an only child and I definitely want a huge family. I want a lot of cousins and everything everywhere. I understand. But it doesn't mean that I shouldn't work at the issues that I have. And it doesn't mean that it's just okay to have these feelings or feel like I've already had a hard enough life. So on one hand, I fully understand where Zanab's coming from and all of her little insecurities and things that are obstacles for her on a daily basis. On the other hand, I understand that she needs to work on them in order to have a healthy relationship in the future, whether it be with Cole or anyone else.
Dear Heavenly Father, bless this man. Give him the courage and strength to be able to get through this next few weeks.
Oh God, he's gonna need more than Jesus for this, man. This next few weeks is brutal. This is like a UFC fight, and Cole has his hands cuffed behind his back every time.
Oh, it's very you. He lives as I would expect any 26-year-old guy to live. Why?
Shut the hell up. Never mind. Carry on.
Malibu is really hard because, like, Cole's very attracted to Colleen. I'm sorry, what? I know.
So the next time everyone's together and they're talking with each other, Zanab brings up to her friends, including Colleen, that Cole is attracted to Colleen. And she talks about it, which probably is a good thing.
You know, Matt and I were on the receiving end of this, and I felt blindsided, and I do feel like Matt probably felt the same way.
Nobody cares what Matt feels like. Matt is just an angry god gnome that needs to be silenced, okay? We need some sort of Gandalf or some wizard to actually tell him to shut the hell up. Zanab feels that Matt and her are like on the receiving end because both their partners had feelings for other people, or not even had feelings, just felt attracted to other people. So they then have a conversation.
I just talked to Matt.
Matt tells her that she needs to talk to Cole about everything, and Cole, feeling like this issue is resolved after the first time, feels sort of like, why is this being brought up again? Clearly, Zanab has unresolved issues, and this needs to happen in order to move forward so she doesn't hold resentment. They can do this in the healthy way, but they choose the Britney Spears toxic method.
You have affected my self-esteem. I hate being this couple.
Well, then don't be this couple.
Cole,
you and I were good.
Do you agree? Yeah, and we're so great. Do you not think we're great?
We clearly can't be great. You guys can't be great if you have issues that you're not willing to even talk about. The minute you start saying that this is something or that this is an issue and you're not willing to open up about it, there's no way you can come back from that. You have to be able to let the door be open for communication and stuff. I know that Zanab's feeling hurt and you're saying that Cole's like hurt your self-confidence and stuff, but you have to allow the opportunity to end. You have to allow new things to happen, because if you're still holding on to that, you're never gonna allow yourself to enjoy the moment. Cole already said what he said. What he could do is try and be better if you let him. And if you don't want to, you need to tell him so you guys can split. Those are your options. This is like a menu. You can't just be like, can I have the filet chicken min portion off lobster? No, ma'am. That's a weird thing to say and not on the menu.
Why I'm upset? Because I thought we were past that. I am attracted to Zay, and I have no feelings for Colleen.
Yeah, I love that whole display.
So then Cole explains that he's actually getting a little annoyed that the situation's being brought up. Now, I don't know how you feel about this. You have to let me know, because like I said, I think Zay explaining that she's not over it is an important thing and a necessary thing, because if you can't move on, you need to bring that up with your partner so you can, if you want the relationship to continue lasting. But the way that you bring it up is just as important, and you have to understand that if things are going well and you suddenly bring something up, they're not going to feel happy about it because they're going to think everything was fine. So you need to do that in a better way. And for Cole, you know, not getting angry as fast and acknowledging, okay, that did happen. Let's at least talk about it or finish this so you don't have to feel like that. Again, we can meet in the middle, but those two are on different ends of the damn continent.
So that's how you treat the things that I say. It's just a display. So you're just not able to like move on past it.
Exactly.
Zay, I am sorry that this whole thing has happened.
Yeah, I don't think you are, but it's fine. Matt.
If you can't accept an apology, don't ask or seek for one. If you're going to say you need to say sorry and someone says sorry and it's not good enough, then you clearly aren't willing to let go. You got to figure out what it is that you need that person to do to let go, whether it's be angry at them and just let them be there or actually accept a sorry. You got to figure that out and tell them. Otherwise, this dude's going to be left in the dark.
Like, we were on the receiving ends of what you felt was appropriate to say. Bro, you said you said something that was out of line. You did, and this is not.
When your girl calls you bro, only two things are happening. One, you are such good friends that you're her best friend, but also, like, you know, in love with her or whatever, partner, girlfriend, boyfriend, both friends. Or she hates you, because you get the angry bro. Bro, get out of my face. Or third one, she's horny and she says, hey, step bro, you're in.
The kind of relationship I want with you.
Go marry Matt.
Go marry Colleen.
Wow, immature as flip. That's flipping immature, you guys. If you like him so much, why don't you marry him? Immature. Immature.
Here we are. Yeah. Mr. Cole.
So then these two cannot get it right. Cole moves away and my boy Matt comes down to have a conversation with him. He clears it up pretty well. Cole, for the most part, really just reassures Matt. And Matt's like, yeah, you're a pretty good guy, actually. I didn't think you were going to be pretty good. I thought you were trying to steal my girl. Turns out you have way more problems in your life. Good luck to you, bro.
Ugh. I'm literally across the fucking pool. Why even entertain the fact that you're a cute guy and if you were to buy me a drink, whatever happens, why entertain it?
Because nobody knows you exist. I didn't even know he was across the pool. I thought he was drowning in it. Were you in the shallow end? Was it too big for you? Maybe you should have stood up before you got your toes in the water. Maybe that would have been better. Nobody knows, bro.
Colleen simply was like almost like appeasing me, like, oh yeah, no, I think you're attractive too. She was like being nice about it.
So let me ask you a question man to man. Do you think I should have any reservations?
So let me ask you a question man to man. You think she like you more than me? You seem to be taller and more tolerant, so you think that I have a chance for this one? I'm asking you, the person that she finds more attractive than me. What should I do?
No. Are you kidding me?
Hearing what you had to say really kind of solidified there was nothing legitimately there between y'all two. So I appreciate that, man.
Absolutely.
I appreciate this.
Weirdly enough, this again acts as a juxtaposition to Zanab and Cole. Matt asking Cole in a way that is less confrontational and listening to what he has to say evolves into a conversation in which Matt gets his answers and he, at the end of the day, figures out that there is nothing. So he comes to a resolution and gets the conclusion he wants by listening and by not being aggressive. You see, Matt could have went in and been like, you little bitch, you ain't gonna get my girl. She's one of the greatest girls I have. You have a small penis. He could have came in and said that, but he asked questions and listened and then got what he wanted. I think it's really interesting that Matt and Zanab have like these parallels of guy and girl who both have this insecurity, and the way that they deal with them sort of is different. And it's cool that they both run through Cole, so you can see how both of these things like end up. One ends up in, I don't know if we're talking or not, we're sort of in this weird place. One ends in, okay, I've listened to you, I've heard what you have to say, I can understand. Yeah, so this video is so long that I decided to take an intermission.
We are back, baby. We are fucking back. We're back.
I think that it's about to ramp up to an 11. If you've been with me for this long, you are about to see some of the wildest shit possible. Cole apologizes.
After I apologized, Zanab gifted me a lock and had this incredible meaning behind it.
So Cole is now at the stage of Love is Blind where he has seen the error of his ways. He started off as a douchebag. Let's just call a spade a spade. Now he's looked at himself, had some time to self-reflect and been like, oh, a lot of the stuff that I was saying probably would be perceived badly. And so now he starts to apologize and say, I'm sorry, Zanab.
I am sorry, Babu.
And she gives him a lock because she's locking him into her love.
Actually, a lock that we can travel to a lot of places in the world, and there's bridges that everyone locks a lock on it.
In case the bridges move and someone has to steal the bridges, they lock that shit. That's not at all what that is. Like, you know, in Paris, they have those things where you put a lock on your relationship and you're like, oh, Brandon and Jenny were here. And then if Jenny breaks up with you, you have to take the lock out and then throw it in the river. That's what that is.
He like has this whole idea for that. And I was like, that's a really sweet idea. I'm over here, I gave her a key to my apartment. Like,
you can already see the change in Cole, right? Like, he's so self-reflective. He's like, I just gave her the key to my apartment. She gave me a key that I can put a lock on a bridge and our love is there. He went from being so set in his ways to like self-reflecting to the point he's almost second-guessing himself. And I'm not saying it's bad yet, but definitely you can see this very evident change in his demeanor. It's a nice gift, by the way. I think it's cool.
What are the chances you think we'll be able to come back and find this?
Hopefully pretty good.
Because when you lock something on here, you're basically saying
taking
that
it
our love is indestructible.
The Titanic. The dude was like, oh, God himself couldn't sink the ship. Turns out God didn't have to do shit. The iceberg did it. You said our love is indestructible. It's gonna be so destructible by the end of this. Just stop doing that. Also, does anybody make locks that are specifically for this? Because I'm having a hard time thinking DeWalt is like the company that you go to get your love locks. Imagine going to the store and being like, hello, sir. Hi, what are you looking for? Locks. Oh, are you building a shed? Building a relationship, sir. All right, that's weird, but all right, it's aisle 10.
Do not drop it.
Zay, it literally didn't fit. Now I can't say sweet things. Now what does this even mean?
Cole unfortunately flubs it up and drops the lock in the water, and Zanab is kind of like,
Because you were on this side, I saw it happening. I said, whatever you do, do not drop it.
Oh my gosh.
Well.
I feel so dumb except for the fact that I have your actual gift right here.
What? How did you do that?
oh my God. Then he does some white magic. And he pulls out a lock from his ass. This is crazy. He had it all along. He dropped a fake lock. This is what I mean. Nobody knew the difference because you got it at aisle 10 at the fucking hardware store. Nobody knows what a love lock is. This is just a normal lock. He probably got that lock from his own apartment. Nobody could tell the difference.
It's so awful.
This is a new phase in their relationship. Cole has been saying things like she's a 9. He's been saying things to possibly affect the way that she feels about herself. And he said some things that, quite frankly, he probably should have reworded differently. He's now apologizing and been a different person, and Zanab seems to take that on board. But now we get to Cole apologizing too. He's on an apology tour.
My lady, I have a thing for you.
Thank you.
Just for you. First time I've ever got you.
So Cole then takes Zanab to dinner and he brings her flowers for the first time. That's so cute. He's really clearly like shifting that affectionate phase. He's seen the error in his ways and he's now like, I need to make it up. I need to be a better man. And I'm sure she can see this.
Flowers.
Oh, I love them.
Sorry that I'm the worst. I'm really
flowers, a kiss, and an apology. I don't know what happened, but I guess in this episode of Love is Blind, apparently every contestant, I watched the whole show, and every contestant on that episode seemed to be like, oh, here's how to do it right. They all clicked on that episode.
really sorry that I hurt you, and I am sorry for not making you feel like you're the only girl in the world because I asked you to marry me.
Thank you.
I'm happily engaged to you. You guys have cheesecake?
That's very Cole. In the same sentence, I'm so sorry, I'm happily engaged to you. You have cheesecake? Big? How big is that? Full? I'll take 2. I'm so happily engaged to you. I'll take 3.
You're gonna love it.
Oh.
I appreciate you.
Oh shit, the guy replied. You're gonna love it, bro. The cheesecake is good. He's like making up his relationship and he's just getting the food at the same time.
The apology. I do absolutely love your heart. Without a doubt, like in love with like the man that you are. You're the only guy for me, Cole, so.
This is like a real cheesecake.
Yeah, this
is the real cheesecake, bro. This cheesecake's pretty good. Excuse me, sir, I'm repairing my relationship. Yeah, but you're gonna repair your stomach with this cheesecake, bro. This is really good, bro. I don't know who that guy is, I like him. Yeah, Zanab actually takes this new side of Cole to be very good. She's very happy about it, and she seems to say, I mean, she even says, I love the man that you are. Not the man that you were, not the man that you could be, the man that you are. Very important to note that she's taking on board everything that he's doing and reciprocating.
looks way more homemade than anything
Thank you
I've
so
had.
much.
Thank you.
They give each other a little cheesecake kiss, and then that's the end of that one. Now comes a few days before the wedding, and things are going great, and they're now choosing their dress-up items for the wedding.
I'm feeling much better about my wedding day than I was, and a lot of that has to do with where Zay and I are at too. The weight has been lifted. We've made it through the thick of our issues. I feel a lot better about this. I don't feel like I'm having to beat around any bushes.
Cole is not beating around bushes. He's now feeling the weight is off his shoulders. He finally feels like, you know, after apologizing, after saying I'm a different person and I really understand, I see your feelings, after she seems to understand him, things are going well. And that's a great way to be in a relationship, especially before you're getting married. Like I said, the show is a 0% success rate. Even the couples who do get married get divorced after. I think you can see where this is going, but that's more the show's problem than anyone else.
Have any velvet?
I do have this.
Ooh, I like that.
This has been absolutely astounding.
She would lose her mind if I wore something this flashy.
Okay. So what did she say? Black
or navy?
This is a personal thing that I saw and I thought, okay, even though things are going good, and it's more a reality TV thing that they shift the narrative to be like things are going bad, good, and then they keep the audience's attention by not giving them too many clues. Because if we just saw Zanab and Cole go downhill, nobody would even think that the outcome would be the way that it is. Little clues, though, however, are throughout the series, and this is one of them. The fact that Cole couldn't wear what he wanted to on his own wedding seems almost controlling from Zanab. He said she would lose her mind. It's his day, too. And I think that's really important to note that, like, ideally, you want to be with a partner who doesn't care what you wear on that day. They just care about who you are. So it's kind of like, damn, I would have been happy if Michael wants to wear a goddamn fluffy, jingly puff headband. It's fine. Wear it. I don't care. Do it. It's beautiful. I love it. But you gotta be happy with the person. And you gotta be happy with who they are, not what they wear.
Yeah, she didn't want me going any outside of those lines.
Oh my God, stunning. Your body. Is the booty popping? The booty is popping.
Meanwhile, Zanab gets a dress that flaunts her ass.
Kina, what do you think?
I really like it. It makes your bum look good.
There we go. That's a sister. It makes your bum look good. It makes your bum looks really good, bruv. Girls could do that. Like, if I had a brother, I can't be like, yo, it makes your dick look really nice. It's not, that's a really, really weird thing to say to your brother. But like sisters could be like, oh yeah, nice bum. You got a nice bum there. Even her mother says the same shit. Her mom is like, yeah, it makes your bum look good. I don't know if I want to be like, you know, my mom's like, yeah, nice ass, son. Great, good shit.
It makes your bum look good.
Oh, it makes my bum look good.
Now, this is really, like, you know, something that I always find funny is how girls are so much more open about that. And guys, you just can't find a guy doing that. But anyway, that's that scene. Cole apologizes 3 by learning to dance.
Wow, you can really dance. Wow, you can really dance.
So after all this, after the apologies, Cole then actually does even more by learning to dance, learning a dance that he'll perform with Zanab on his wedding. It's amazing.
Thinking about taking your first lesson?
We've been engaged for about a month. So
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What's your biggest vision of your dance? Like, I would recommend...
Okay, so I don't know who this guy is, but he's in a full 3-piece suit. I don't think he's a dance instructor. I think he's selling them the studio or something. I don't know where this guy came from or where he has to go, but I just never seen a dance instructor so formally dressed.
Either a foxtrot or a foxy. One's gonna be a little bit slower than the other one.
Yeah.
If the Foxy is slower, I think that's what I would like.
And she's super foxy, so this...
It's pretty much gonna be like her dance, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, they're doing a foxtrot and then they learn how to dance, and it's supposed to be like a moment in their relationship being mended and like grown. I know that Love is Blind wants me to feel this connection, but it feels forced at this point because just one episode ago, they were just fighting. I don't get it. I swear to God, he looks less like a dance instructor and more like a guy who's like, get out. I want to sell some cocaine here. Just get out. Get out. He didn't do one move. He just looked at them and he's like, good. Yeah, that's good. Really good. Nice one. He's just an encouraging guy in a suit.
First dance practice makes me think of not having a father-daughter dance. It makes me sad.
I am mad about you, so...
Cool.
Zanab then thinks about her parents not being there, and Cole says that he is crazy about her. And then she starts doing the thing where she doesn't reciprocate it, she just says his name like he's a dog. Cole! Oh.
Dear friend, I'm in love.
I will accept that, thank you.
I'm mad about you. I accept that. I love you. That's alright. I'd like to sleep with you.
I'm still an easy yes. Is this what you're telling me?
I'm telling you the last few days have made
Don't lie to
an
me.
easy yes.
Alright then.
Crazy.
Yeah, no. Seriously.
I'm still an easy yes.
Yes, you are an easy yes.
Great. I mean, easy yes. The relationship seems to be going great. I can't foresee any issues.
I can't really get into it. All I can tell y'all is that it's about to go down.
For some reason, Cole still is apologizing. Can we just recount? He apologized once with the locket, then twice with dinner and cheesecake, and third time with the dance, and fourth time, dinner on a boat. Lobster on a boat. That's it. There's no more apologies left. After you do that, the fifth apology is probably going to be at the altar if that's the case.
You do stress me out quite a bit. I love you enough to deal with it.
Are you stressed to call me your husband?
No.
Right now, knowing what I know
You would
now,
re-propose?
I would re-propose to you.
Knowing, even though I nag.
A little.
I thought this moment was really interesting to highlight because they start talking about, like, you know, would you do it again? And Zanab sort of knows, she's like, even though I nag, and Cole is so different as a person that instead of just saying, yeah, you do, he says, yeah, a little bit, but I understand where you're coming from and I understand how you perceive these things. And it's like, he's done so much work on himself to get to that place. I don't know what Zanab's worked on because I know at the start, she said that she was gonna work on not being as, I guess a buzzkill would be the word. She said she was gonna work on that and be a little better at it, not be so cynical, whatever it is that she's put out in the air. And I don't think she's really changed. I haven't seen any change yet, but maybe there is something behind the scenes.
I love you.
So yeah, the Netflix plays those musics where they tell you what's happening in case you're blind and deaf and stupid. We're making up love.
Stop it. Get some help.
This is the scene. This next scene right here is the paramount scene. If you watch nothing else from Zanab and Cole, this next scene is the apex of their relationship and all the things that follow. So if you made it to this point, congratulations, you're about to see a literal snowball. Prepare.
Hello.
Let me set the scene. Zanab comes from work, I think, and Cole decides to make her dinner. He's never made her dinner before, but as a partner, he's like, shit, I guess I didn't do enough. He's literally done everything for her at this point. Taken her dinner on a boat, danced with her, bought her roses, flowers, sorry, everything. He's also making her dinner. She should be a little happier, I would say.
Oh, is someone making food?
So I'm making chicken, broccoli, sweet potato fries, and Brussels sprouts. You want some wine?
Of course I want some wine.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm excited you're finally cooking for me.
Little bit here, just a little salt bay. I'm excited you're finally cooking for me, you bitch. She might as well have said that instead of being like, yeah, you're cooking, great. She used that word. She's starting off with that. You're finally doing the thing that you said. Great.
You said you were going to for so long.
There we go. There's that. There it is.
You said you were going to for so long. I'm finally glad that you're actually doing what you're saying. That's so good. Must have knocked some sense into your head, you big idiot dummy. Idiot.
It's the effort that counts.
Can I have a stemmed glass?
Ooh! And there it is, the second one.
Can I have a stemmed glass? This glass is not good enough for my palate off throat stuff. Okay? This white wine needs to... You're a white person and you should be able to pour white wine.
Fun fact, you put white wine in a stemmed glass because...
Whenever someone says fun fact, it's almost never a fun fact. It'll be like, fun fact, Hitler did that. You'll be like, whoa, this is fun to who? So who the fuck is this fun for? She says that the fun fact is that he puts wine in the wrong glass and that he needs to put it in the stem glass so that it retains its coldness. Just like Zanab, she wants the wine to be fucking cold.
A hand around this warms it up. So you drink white in a stem so you don't touch it. Started the chicken early. Aren't the potato fries gonna take ages?
Yeah, we'll eat them after everything. That's how I always do it.
What are you doing to this chicken?
I get this. I get it. Like, you know, you want your whole meal to be at the same time. This man is not an expert cook. He's not a Gordon Ramsay. It's fine. I think it's the first time someone's cooking for you. Even if it's bad, even if it's not what you want. The fact that someone's putting in the effort and time and the intent is to make you happy, even if it doesn't work out in the future, it's like a nice attempted effort. I would just hold back on that. Yes, maybe it's not the exact way you wanted it, but that's your partner. It'll be fine.
Chicken.
How do you flip 3 at the same time? Oh, I did it! perfectly flipped.
Why don't
That
you
was
just
miraculous.
use like tongs or something?
Cole then manages to do the impossible and flip 3 chicken breasts at the same time. Maybe he is like Gordon Ramsay. I didn't know that. But Zanab somehow finds a problem and she's like, just use the tongs. I mean, I think it's really impressive that he did it.
Because that was more cool.
Yeah, why aren't you holding it where the raw bit is?
You've been hired.
This was meant to be you cooking for me, babe.
What do you charge?
Okay, so now we're getting into like Zanab's side of controlling and just she wants things to be her way is coming out. She then takes over the cooking whilst also saying this was supposed to be you cooking for me. She had the option to still not do it and just tell him. She had the option to sit down. She had the option to say, I know you're trying. But she did none of that. She just took over and also made him feel bad for having to take over, which I think is really draining the energy because Cole is one of those extroverted people. I'm sure he feeds off of energy. And if you bring the energy down, he's going to feel pretty bad. I think anybody would if they're trying for you and you're just negating everything. We started with the wine glass and this chicken flipping and now not cooking the chicken correctly. How bad is it gonna get?
Per hour.
This is a very white, not seasoned piece of chicken. Please season it.
All right. Let me help you out there. Ooh.
We don't need any more on this side.
Nope.
Okay, well, you want him to season it, you don't want more on this side. It's a lot of stuff. I'm sure it would put you in a bad mood if you actually tried to do something nice for your partner and they picked apart everything you did and it was like, okay, I'm sorry. Sorry I tried.
It's steaming. Please don't burn the top of your mouth. What are these?
Oh, you found my... Check this out.
Oh my gosh, with cooking chicken. What is wrong with you?
Cole then somehow had a Nerf gun sort of thing in the microwave. He then shoots her with a ball, which just goes to show Cole's character. This is who he is as a person. I feel like if you really like someone, you shouldn't feel the need to change them that much. Like, Zanab knew this about Cole, and she even said it. Like, his whole demeanor, the fact that he breaks out into song randomly, just who he is as a person is something that she said she liked so much about him. And if this is how he's gonna be, it shouldn't be too much of an issue that he's just doing things his way. Not everything needs to be done your way specifically. There could be compromise. I'm sure he wouldn't always do that, but it feels like she's more like mothering him right now as opposed to just enjoying the moment with her partner.
You don't know how to have fun.
Do you want some garlic salt?
I want you to be less bratty. Miss.
I think you should pick your words very carefully.
So now Cole is on the defensive. He says that he wants her to be less bratty, and he does it in a nice way. I mean, the best way he can, because I'm sure he's feeling some adversity. She says to pick his words carefully, but I mean, this is him doing his damnness to not just blow up. It's a lot of stuff that's being thrown his way, and I feel like that was the only way he knew how to vent that one. It's crazy, but like, yeah, he's just asking her not to do those things and just to chill.
Wedding day will be here really soon.
Are you wearing a black dress?
Yeah, mourning my singledom.
Like now comes the body shots. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, I'm mourning my singledom. I'm wearing a black dress to my wedding.
This is your partner that you're talking about. This is the person you want to marry, not the person you have to marry. It's called Love is Blind, not Arranged Marriage 2.0. Like, man, if my partner said I'm wearing a black dress to my wedding to mourn my singledom, I just feel so bad. I'd be like, damn, find a new husband. I don't know. She
would think that there'd be a lot of excitement and energy going into your wedding day.
Yeah, Cole's got that one right. He says that he thought there would be more excitement. It seems like she's less excited and more stressed, or whatever it is that she's exhibiting is just not the idea of playfulness or the vigor that usually comes with getting married.
I'm getting two different versions of Zanab. One day where I wake up and she's madly in love with me, and there'll be another morning where she has all these issues.
Thanks for cooking, babe. I don't like Brussels sprouts, so I'll have like a couple.
Thanks for cooking, babe. I'm not gonna eat most of it. The dude cooked for you. He really tried. And that's the first thing that you're gonna say. Just try, please.
Let me know if you like these.
Just not my go-to veggie.
I think they're gonna grow on you. What am I missing? You have me very confused.
Cole then at this point decides to actually say what's on his mind, and he says, you know, I'm confused at why this is going on. Like, what did I do wrong? I've just been trying to be nice this whole time, and it sort of sets off a chain of events.
Where are you at? Are you actually gonna marry me?
If I could make a decision off of the pods and off of the last 2 weeks, I'm 1,000% in. even with you spilling chicken and Nerf gunning.
Can you spill chicken? Can we get Mythbusters on this shit? Can you spill chicken? I thought it was a solid. Oh, fucking hell. I didn't know that you could drink chicken, first of all. You spill some chicken on your shirt, sir? Huh. Well, that is a new, very new concept to me. Spilling chicken. I guess if the chicken was an egg, maybe, but okay.
You're
That kind of
1,000%
stuff.
in.
Off of the pods and off of the last 2 weeks, yes.
The Nerf gunning, was that
The
bad of a
sale
negative?
date, honest to God, don't think I will know until I'm walking down that aisle to you.
Ah! Ooh! That's scathing. I mean, you're getting married in like a few days or something, and she says that she doesn't know until she's walking down the aisle. Imagine walking down the aisle and not knowing whether you're going to be married to a person for the rest of your life. Walking down the aisle and not knowing what you want is confined to grocery stores only. That's the only place you can be like, I don't know what I want, until you get to the end of it. Down the actual aisle? That's messed up.
That's not what a girl who wants to marry me or is about to marry me is gonna say.
If it comes to a moment where I know I'm not gonna marry you, I will let you.
Okay,
that's great, but that's a bit late as well.
See, I'm past that now.
Yeah, as Cole says, he's past that phase. He's all in it to win it, and it seems like they need to have that conversation because it can't be this flip-floppy so close to their wedding.
What I'm to now is, are you marrying me or not?
I would love to marry you. We have like insane chemistry. We laugh together. Like life's not boring.
I have not heard her laugh once. Has anybody in the series in 10 episodes heard her laugh? Can someone please leave it in the comments? Tell me what episode she laughs. I've not seen it. I don't think it exists. I challenge you to find that shit and give it to me, please. I haven't seen her laugh. I don't know. Every time she says they get along well, I have to really look hard to be like, is there really even one time in the show that you guys have got along? Because I don't remember it.
Pray together. This experiment led me to you. I fell in love with someone despite the little weird things you do about your lifestyle, and it still doesn't change the fact that
What are the weird things that I do?
Yeah, what are the weird things? I don't understand where this is coming from because, like I said at the start, she said, I love the quirks that he has. I love how he does this and that and how he's this type of person. But now when she's not feeling him or as into him or feeling some adversity, they're weird things? That seems like a really weird... That seems weird to even say that. It feels like you're just going back on your word.
What are the weird things that I do?
Throw towels on the floor.
You throw towels in the
It's not weird, that's just really bad hygiene.
You throw towels in the bathtub.
It's not weird, that's just really stupid hygiene.
Yeah, I do, because I pick them up off the floor and at least they're in the bathtub.
Is that better? What? That's a weird argument. Yeah, I pick them up off the floor and I throw them onto the roof. At least they're somewhere where the sun can catch them.
Oh, that's so much better.
You leave dishes out, you let the trash become like
You leave
overflowing.
hair in the toilet.
Yes, that's where my hair goes. In the next
What? That's not where hair goes. It goes in the bin. If you put it in the plumbing system, Mario Brothers are gonna come fuck you up. This is how drains don't work. And then you're like, Cole, the water's coming out of the toilet. I don't know what I did. It's because you put hair down there and the water's like going back up and regurgitating. This is one thing you actually shouldn't do is put hair down the drain, man. What?
next person that pees can flush it.
What? The next person that pees can flush her hair down the toilet? That's like saying, I'm gonna take a dump and the next person who sees it can flush it. Oh my God. I don't know about that system, bro. I'm gonna eat and the next person who finds my dish can wash it. All right, then. What kind of system is this? Girl, you're living crazy.
I'm doing this with you because I want to do it with you. Just the living situation. It was the kitchen.
Is this too messy? You want to marry me?
I would love
I
this
can't
to end
even
with me marrying you.
You want to marry me? I would love for me to say that I think that I could. What? Yeah, but are you? I think that in a perfect world down the aisle, if I wanted to say yes, I would. So is that a yes? I think that it's not a no, but it couldn't be, maybe, might be that if you want it to be. All right, Da Vinci Code. All right.
We can't get past 20 minutes together without some
Okay,
type of a
this sounds
tripwire.
like you don't want to marry me.
Damn.
There's been a ton of moments leading up to this where I thought we were great, and as I'm piecing the puzzle together, I don't feel good about this in this moment.
You're gonna spill chicken.
Oh my God, again with the chicken spilling. Is it that big a deal? Where was the chicken spilling, bro? I just want to see chickens like go on the floor and someone be like, oh, I spilled my chicken. It's such an arbitrary, weird thing to say. Like, I mean, Cole is bringing up these points. He's saying that he thought that things were good. Like he He apologized all the time, and he's got like a different response from Zanab, but she came home and she was in that mood where she just wanted to make things difficult. And he's sort of confused as to why things are happening this way when they should be good. And I'm inclined to believe him and be like, I'm not really sure why.
Chicken isn't a deal breaker for me. I see you picking things up, and I try to always be like, oh, you took the trash out. I love it.
I want a wife who laughs with me and builds me up and isn't
I
pissed
do laugh
and
with
ticked.
you.
You don't. I'm saying, I got $10 on her never laughing. I've never seen her laugh before. I don't even know if she's capable of understanding humor. I think she goes to comedy shows and is like, yes, that is a joke. I just think that she's a very matter-of-fact human being.
And I do build you up. It is so not, that's so not fair.
I would expect my wife to just like me a little bit more, I guess.
How can you think I don't like you?
It's very easy by the actions that you've done to feel like this man is not getting what he deserves. I mean, you don't have to literally be the same person. I've said this throughout the video. You could be a very different person to another person. You could have completely different values, but still respect them enough to be like, oh, okay, I appreciate and see what you're doing here, and I'm not gonna make you feel bad for it. That's pretty much what it is. Just appreciating the things that someone is, not telling them what they aren't.
There's just moments.
What do you need from me to show you that I like you?
To not feel like I'm inferior.
I have never thought that of you, ever.
It's not so much like the thinking. It's when Cole says that he feels inferior. It's that he's trying or that he's making attempts and efforts, and they constantly get foiled by her and her expectations of him and what he needs to be rather than what he is. And because she's constantly setting these bars for him, he's not meeting them, and he probably feels like, oh, okay, I don't know how to possibly get there. He's living the line where he's like, I have to be perfect, and if I don't do something perfect, you're gonna let me know how shitty I am. And that's probably where it comes from. So.
Ever. What have I done to make you feel inferior?
Things in the kitchen where you're kind of like...
We have different cooking techniques.
Putting
That
me
stuff
down.
on time. How did I put you down?
Every day.
Oh, yeah, you know it's real when he turns into Sesame Street character. Every day, bro. You keep making me feel bad. I hate it. I fucking hate it. He's like Mickey Mouse.
There's just things that you say.
See what I mean? There's a lot of things that you say that make me feel really bad about myself. Okay? Okay.
You say. Like, I want someone sweet. I want sweet Zay.
I am extremely sweet.
Show me. I got $10 on her. Have you ever seen her being sweet?
Cool.
Huh? I've heard many people say she's sweet. I haven't seen it. I need to see some evidence. This is like police. I can't do anything. I can only ever convict you. I can't actually do anything till I see evidence. Are you sweet? Have you done anything sweet to anyone at any point in time? I've heard you say your ass looks big. That's it.
But pick and choose your battles. No, I'm not always gonna have a great attitude. I won't.
No,
That we
Zay.
want.
I mean, it's perfectly fine to not have a great attitude, but the reason that you do it and the context to which you bring it home, and also the fact that if someone's trying to lift your mood and you're like, fuck you.
Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
Give me a white stem glass, you fucking stem glass, that shit. Stop spilling chicken. Dog, take that broccoli out of your mouth. I hate that shit. It's like, okay, all right, you little gremlin. I was just trying to make you feel better.
Just not get punched in the face when I first see you after... That's...
Did not do that.
She even made the constipated face there. She's very expressive with like her emotions when she's mad. When she's loving and things, it's like a very stone face, but when she's mad, you can see the eye rolling and the powering up like she's a Super Saiyan and shit, just trying to hold back from this man. I think it'd be very bad to have a partner who's like way more expressive in the fact that they don't like you than the stuff that they do like.
You want me to say yes to you on wedding day, but how does any of that today
Cole, you need to do
make you think that I'm gonna say yes on
what
wedding day?
I don't think the problems we have are enough to say I don't. Marriage is hard work. I think it's gonna be hard work with anyone. You just have to pick the person that you're happy to do hard work with.
She's completely right. I don't disagree with that at all. I think any relationship, anything worth fighting for is going to be a very tough battle because you have to learn that person. But at the same time, like, you know, if you're going to say that you want to stick with them, you should want to. And Zanab says she doesn't think the problems are too much. So now it's about putting your money where your mouth is and actually making those changes so that the things get better, right?
If that is not me for you, that is what you need to figure out.
Just be unassuming.
Be unassuming. Have you met women anywhere?
I don't know about that one. I think that it's a bit of a cop-out to be like, have you met women? We're all just like this. It sort of like devoids you from putting in the work and being like, I just am this. I just am jealous. Fine, but I think that if you really, really want like a healthy, great relationship, even if the weaknesses that you have and possess, it's not like you can't work on them. Especially for the person that you love, I think you should. You don't have to get there straight away, but like just making an effort actually helps instead of being like, have you met women? They're all like this. It's okay. Stop spilling chicken. All right.
I'm not gonna sit here and convince you. I am a great, great girl.
Evidence. I got $20 on. Does anybody know that she's a great girl? Can we get some evidence? I haven't seen it. I would like to see her being a great girl for $20. Someone down in the comments.
Your family would be crazy not to love me. I am a catch of the century.
$1 million. I got it. I can put $1 million right now. You telling me you can't find catch of the century? Okay. There's nobody. Jennifer Lopez. But it's the catch of the century. All right. I don't know what you done to deserve this. Even Cole, if you look at him, if you freeze frame, Cole's like,
I am.
The century? I don't know, but maybe the day.
Except for when you have a bad attitude. Are you bipolar?
Okay, so now, yeah, I think that this is where the blame gets shifted. The bar was shifting in Zanab's favor. I think it was like 50-50 at this point, but now I'm gonna shift it a little more to Cole's side, get the blame a little more, because that is not something that you should say to anyone. I don't care how bad you're feeling, how good you're feeling, whatever the relationship entails, you shouldn't be saying stuff like that about people's mental health, even if you feel that way. It's not it's very disrespectful to like be like, are you bipolar? It's a very assumptuous thing to do. I don't think that was right of him on any given level.
A very serious conversation.
What
so
did I
I'd love
ask
to
you
know.
just now? I asked you a question.
You asked if I was bipolar.
Oh, are you bipolar?
Yeah, so doubling down on that doesn't help. I'm really trying to understand the frustration that he's going through, but I just don't think that in any shape or form you should be doing this. Cole even sort of smiles. I think he sort of pushed to the limit there. This is definitely going to be something that bites him in the ass.
Are you projecting? Think whatever you want. I've given you no reason to think
You're
any
not
of those
bipolar.
things. No, there are plenty of women that fit the bill for what you are looking for. You can find one tomorrow at your bachelor party.
Damn, at the bachelor party? What are you saying these things for? I shouldn't even blame Zanab, because like she must be feeling bad like after hearing that. Like I know I've been saying a lot of stuff like about how she's acting, but I'm assuming if someone says that to you, you're not gonna take it in the healthiest of ways. And she sort of says if you find someone that's more suited to your liking, go ahead, find one. I don't want to say she's valid in it, but I understand her feelings.
If that is what you want, go find it. Leave me alone for whatever you are doing with me, because I don't want to be here anymore.
Zanab then leaves, assuming she throws the broccoli and all that stuff in the trash. Things don't go too well. This is like a night before their wedding, by the way. This is on the eve of it. God damn, Netflix. Can't ever get on without those songs. If you just stop telling those people to make songs, can you have someone who actually can make good music to be in your series? It would be really a lot better.
Please stop being an asshole.
I'm not being an asshole.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm saying stop making this like it's me. You didn't have to walk away, Zay.
So, later that night, Cole sort of goes out and he finds Zanab and she's like, stop being an asshole. And he tries to get her back to have more of a conversation and dialogue. She's, fuming. She's not happy with the things that have been said, and they just need to sit down and talk it out.
I wasn't trying to make a smart aleck comment. I did make a smart aleck comment maybe, but I was just caught up in the moment. We've come way too far to let that moment end us.
So Cole then has a little bit of time to self-reflect. He says that he probably shouldn't have said that, but we've come way too far to let that be the thing that messes it up, which is sort of true. I think you could apologize a little better than that, but yeah, I understand how they're both feeling right now. It's probably a shitty moment for them.
I just feel like you're done.
I'm not telling you that I'm done. I'm upset. I'm
I don't
done
wanna-
with all the terrible interactions we
wanna
have.
fight with
I
you
love
either.
our good moments. I don't even know what exactly we're fighting about anymore.
It's because you called her bipolar. Also, it's because she came in and had a raging fit at you for no reason. And also, I've never seen her laugh. So, just reminding you.
I can't sit across from you and like convince you should marry me.
I envision myself marrying you.
I don't know how we got to tonight from dance lesson and sailboat.
That was today? You did the dancing, then went on the boat, and then you went somewhere and then came back and he was making you dinner. How much shit do you need to eat? What the fuck? There's a lot of shit you guys did today. Wow. You're really speedrunning this relationship, man.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it was neither of ours fault. How do we end tonight?
Do you want me to sleep somewhere else tonight?
No.
I wouldn't be here if I didn't want to stay.
They sort of like end their interaction with a little reconciliation, saying that like, you know, Zanab's like, if I didn't want to be here, I wouldn't stay anyway. And Cole says, of course I want you here. I don't not want you around. So they both want to make this thing work. They just got to figure out how.
I love you. I just kind of hate you a little bit too. I think I love you more.
I do think you love me. Can we go back inside?
Is the song really necessary? Does the song have to say the shit that is happening after we've seen what's happening? It's like a narrator who sings the shit after it happened. We have worked really hard in our relationship, and after the fucking fight about spilling chicken, we're gonna be better. That's Spilling Chicken by the band Rusty Asshole.
So excited.
It's the bachelor party and the bachelorette party. One day before the wedding, everyone's getting crunk and, as Nancy says, litty titty. So that's good. The guys are at a rodeo and they're trying to chase calves, and the girls are getting strippers. Just by the way, for the last scene, I was looking at Cole and I was wondering what was different about him. Tell me she didn't suck the life out of him. And I don't mean it in that way. I mean it in the wrong way. This man's eye bags look crazy. When he started the series, he looked young. Now he looks like he's just been through it, man. That's really bad. I don't know if you've seen him, but doesn't look the same.
At this time, we'd like to invite all the fellas celebrating their bachelor party down to the arena floor for the calf scramble.
The calf scramble, that's what it is. They release the calf and you have to catch tag off of it. This is how the men spend their bachelor party. I think it's quite crazy that the guys are doing this and the girls are doing that.
Come on, baby.
Weirdly enough, out of all the guys, Cole is the one who catches the calf. It's crazy. He catches it and then he has a Hulk moment. Rips open his shirt and he feels like the man. Meanwhile, the girls are gossiping.
I will tell him that I need more from him, and he gets upset that I feel that way.
Cole does that shit too. I'm trying to tell you how I'm feeling. Cole's family still doesn't want to meet me. They don't care to meet me.
So then Zanab takes the time to dish the tea on her to-be betrothed husbando and says all of the stuff that she's not feeling. On one hand, I'm like, yeah, you should probably get that out of your system. On the other hand, I think that, you know, you should be careful about the way you say things to your friends, because you don't want them to perceive your partner in a bad light. You don't want your partner to always feel insecure around your friends and you. You don't want to cause those problems if it's not necessary.
My parents are out of the picture. These are the living grandparents that my kids will spend every holiday with. And they've straight up said, she's just not the type of girl we'd see you with.
What does that mean?
They've never met they have no problem following.
Can one of y'all talk? Or is this like a classroom without a teacher? Is this how gossiping works? Just everyone's like, and then he said this, and like 10 other people like, all right.
They follow you on
Yeah,
Instagram.
they're happy. Yeah, they followed me on Instagram. Relatives are happy to follow me on Instagram, but will not meet me.
Crazy.
Not
So-
even over FaceTime. Not FaceTime, not phone calls, no nothing.
Crazy. I have a lot of words.
Use them.
But like, you are just so much greater than them.
In what sense? Like, how can you possibly marry someone and think you're so much better than them? Why are you even marrying a person if that's how you feel or your friends feel? You are so much better than that person. Oh, that's such a horrible thing to say. But how?
Like, baby, like when I say like not just physically, it's like the emotion. Yeah, you are a step above.
Okay, so she's emotionally and physically better than him. She's like God, he's like Oscar from Shark Tale. That's it. He's just a horrible CGI animated human. Fish.
Like last night, he was like, I just want someone that's really nice and really sweet. And I was like, Cole, I show you things that are sweet and nice every day.
$30. If someone could find out what she actually said that was nice to him, if someone can see a nice moment, I need some proof. She's making a lot of claims. She might as well have said like, you know, I'm 6'7", I'm a man.
I sexually identify as an attack helicopter.
I don't have evidence. I need to see some of this stuff.
Nicest people I've ever met in my life.
Every single day I show him. He had the nerve to ask me if I was bipolar.
I get, you know, like Zanab is now just unloading and just making Cole seem worse, and it's always shit when the person's not there and can't defend themselves. You're gonna have fights. You're gonna definitely have fights. You're definitely gonna have disagreements. You're gonna not see it the same way. But it's up to probably you to defend that person, defend your partner, and be like, well, I think this is what they meant. This is not in their intent to feel this way or to treat me this way. I love them for a reason. So I don't think that I need to make them look bad in front of my friends so my friends think that they're shit. Because that's what Alexa's like the prime example of. How would Cole possibly hang out around these people if he always felt like her friends just saw him in the worst light? That's shitty. Really bad.
Polar at the dinner table. Ask him if he is a child.
He's not there, Alexa. He can't go back in time. How much have you drank today? Why don't you ask him if he's an idiot? Because he's not here and it happened yesterday. Okay, but why don't you go back in time and tell him that you're way better than him because he's not here. This happened yesterday. You would stop drinking.
If I didn't care, I wouldn't have the uncomfortable conversations. We like belly laugh. We have a
$80. Proof. I seen her barely laugh, not belly laugh. I need to see some of the shit that she's saying. I don't know if any of it's really there.
We conflict like resolution so fast now. I see massive changes in him. This is the greatest, highest love experience like ever. I have a man I love that I think loves me.
Yeah, Zanab, I'm pretty sure the changes in him reflect the fact that he does. I think that maybe you need to check yourself before you wreck yourself and actually look at what you've been doing and is this right? It's good to have these conversations and say, what can I do to change? Oh, I see that you're changing. What are you doing to change? It's good to actually have that open dialogue.
I want to get Lydia's to do tonight.
To me, a bachelorette party and a strip club kind of go hand in hand.
So yeah, after the initial drinks, they go on a tour bus where they all twerk on the bus. I don't know, is this bachelor parties? Is this bachelorette parties? Is this what they do?
You know, if you're gonna...
Are they twerking on a tram? That's some New Point bullshit right there. This is... People have to get on and off that, man. You come into like I'll drop you off at 35th and oh, there's ass in my face. Stop. It's a lot going on there.
Cole does not want me to look at them. He does not want me to touch them. Cole has some very strong feelings about it, and as his fiance, I will keep those in mind.
So yeah, Zanab says Cole really doesn't want her, you know, touching the strippers or getting too freaky with it, and she says she'll keep it in mind while she puts money down a stripper's ding-dong sack. I don't know. If you guys could leave it in the comments below, is this, you guys like going to a strip club before getting married? They say that it's like your last day of freedom, and I hate the concept of it being so negative that you don't want to commit to your partner, or like you're like, one day of raw sex. You're still in a relationship, I believe. It's not like you broke up for that day, so it feels weird that this is like a sort of a whole pass moment. I don't know. I think it's between the people, of course, but I personally don't think that I'd want to do that. I don't know if I'd want my partner to either, but man, I mean, it seems kind of weird that we live in a different generation. If you look at the guys, they go to an all-guys bar and they talk about their feelings, while the girls externalize their thing and have a fun day with the strippers. It's almost ironic how the roles have reversed to the fact that the boys are using this moment to talk about their innermost feelings, insecurities, and everything before the wedding, whilst the girls are just having fun and letting it all go. Quite a moment to dissect in this series.
She might be on, but you're off. And then you're on, and she's off. That's exactly how it goes.
We've got some talking to do, we've got some praying to do. I'm gonna be standing on an altar with a girl that I love. Zay and I say I do, and if we're married, I think we'd have an amazing life together.
Yeah, so, you know, while this is such a hard comparison, but while Zanab's you know, putting money down a stripper's dick, the dingy dong thing.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Cole is wearing the hat from this bachelor party, and he's talking to his friends about how he feels about her and how he could be making the greatest decision of his life. It just calls into question, you know, what your morale and values are. I don't think that, like, it's too deep, but at the same time, it's like, you can see where everyone's head's at in this moment.
I'm not the type of guy to back down because there's problems. Unless she genuinely wants to marry me, and I'm gonna want that moment of greatness. Come wedding day, I'm gonna want to marry her.
So he's definite. Cole's like, come wedding day, I know that I want to marry this woman. And so he's made up his mind.
I fell in love with who he is. I fell in love with how he speaks, how he always made me feel really hopeful and warm every time I talked to him.
So it's the day off the wedding, and Zanab is ready to get married, and Cole is ready to get married. And they're just doing their last minute interviews before they both approach at the altar.
If I marry her today, we'd be head over heels. Like, you know what I mean? We've worked through like the thick of things. Like, we're happy. Like, we're like really good now.
So Cole says that, you know, he thinks that this is all cylinders, or, you know, we're going ahead. This relationship is going to be something special, and he just wants to get married. He's committed. And he seemed to make up his mind.
Cole's probably like getting in his tux. And like, he's a good looking man, like without, but like every time he puts on a collared shirt, I just lose my marbles because he is like such he's such a pretty thing to look at.
I'm sorry, man, the way she talks. Whew. I don't know, Cole. Such a pretty thing to look at. Oh, yeah, chill out. Yeah, I guess she's remembered that Cole actually is attractive, and she probably loves him, so it's good to remember that before the wedding.
Sounds like you've made your decision already. I care so much about Zay. I want to marry her today.
I don't know.
Like I said, Cole, I want to marry her. I'm going to marry her. Zanab, I don't know.
I'm ready to get, but I also feel like this is normal. I feel like some people have probably second guessed walking down the aisle.
That's fine, and the series giving you 4 weeks is really, really, really tough. However, and I do want to stress this, you signed up for this shit. You didn't have to. You fucking said that I want to be on a show called Love is Blind. I want to meet someone who I've never seen and possibly marry the shit out of them. You did this. So it's, yes, people have second thoughts, but they didn't sign a contract and be on a show where the hosts are called Nick Lachey and whatever the hell that woman's called. So you did this.
I am totally ready to get married.
Great.
I am so ready to share my life and commit to someone.
Okay, well, that's not as good. The fact that she said the word someone, because his name starts with a C, so I don't know, man.
Whether it's the guy at the end of the aisle today, I do not know.
You picked the wrong time to not know about this shit, man. You're pushing the boundaries, man. This is like, can I have an extension on my essay type thing? You're gonna lose grades. It's gonna go from an A to an FU.
She prayed for the blessing that you bestow upon Cole.
Meanwhile, Cole is getting prayed to by his friends. It's a really wholesome moment. If you can see, this dude wore black tux so as not to disrupt Zanab's flow, not to make her feel mad or angry that he's wearing something she doesn't want him to. Meanwhile, she can wear whatever she wants. She's making her bum look good. Her family is like, damn, nice ass. It's a really different series of events.
Cole's life, Lord, that you've always had a calling, you always have an intention for his life, Lord.
Oh my God, get a grip, girl. Get a grip.
So she finally walks down the aisle and Cole says, "You look amazing." That's the first thing he says. He affirms her, he makes her feel comfortable, and he looks into her eyes and she says, "You look amazing too, you beautiful man." Psych, she doesn't say any of that. I think she says, "Thank you."
Thank you.
That's it. "You look amazing. You look like the person I want to marry." Thanks. And I guess I do too, right? Thank you. All right.
Look like a virgin, by the way.
Zanab and Cole are deeply grateful for your presence here today.
If it's okay, I would like to start with a prayer.
Oh shit. Okay, so the vows are read and then Zanab says, "Let me start with a prayer." And look, I don't mean to ruin the surprise for you, but Cole is going to need that fucking prayer. He's going to need the help of Jesus and every other being on this planet after what's about to happen. So let's see how it goes down.
Dear Heavenly Father,
I would just like to thank you for this day, for this moment. I thank you for this man, and I ask this all in your son's name. Amen.
Amen.
I fell in love with you because of how warm you made me feel and how much hope I had when I talked to you, because of the way you talk about your relationship with God. You are not a hard man to fall in love with.
Oh, so then Zanab says this nice stuff about him. He's an easy man to fall in love with, and his relationship with God and everything else. She says all these nice things about this man. And it's a really sweet moment.
And I did. And because of that, I believe that love is blind because of you.
You made me laugh.
She even says, I believe love is blind because of you. Somewhere, Nick Lachey is jacking off to the fact that someone said the name and the title of that. That's very, very, very good. Normally people at the altar don't be like, yes, Love is Blind Season 3 has made me realize that I really am blind. Great.
Without me even knowing how hot you were. No, I thought you were reading off of some script that someone had given you that told them everything that I wanted to hear. I love you.
So Cole basically says that you are like crafted for me. It's almost like someone made me for you. And he says he loves her. And things are great. I mean, I was at this point watching this thinking, okay, maybe things will work. But then this happens.
I love you.
Ah, not that part. That's good. Everybody loves each other. But then this part happens.
Cool. I think I have a really good idea about the type of woman that's gonna love you.
Oh! Oh no.
The way that Cole needs to be loved.
Oh, she said his name in third person. Oh, no.
Every day for the rest of your life. And I think you and I both know that that is not me.
This is not good.
As much as I have wanted it to be me and have tried to manipulate myself to be that person for you.
Oh yeah, that lady's reaction is mine too. Oh. As I've said, in Love is Blind, you're more than welcome to say no. I don't think that many people should be saying yes. I think that it's a good experiment to learn about yourself, if nothing else. Everyone's well within their right to say no or yes. It's the way in which people do things that matter. And what you're about to see is not how you should handle anything ever, no matter who you are. If you have empathy for another human being, this is not how you do things.
The last 2 months have not been like picture perfect. You have disrespected me.
Oh God.
You have insulted me.
Oh God.
You have critiqued me.
Oh God.
And for what it is worth, you have single-handedly shattered my self-confidence.
Okay, well, to do this at a wedding, at an altar, you took a moment where everybody was gathered around here, cameras and everything, and you chose this moment to do that to this man. It's really bad because, one, it makes you a really, really horrible person. Two, next time he gets married, he's going to think about this moment. Whether he likes it or not, he's going to probably feel some sort of like animosity or scared at the fact that another person may do this to him. And thirdly, it just comes off as righteous for you to think that you're so important that you could do this then to him.
And I hate that you have had that kind of effect on me. And the messed up thing is that I know I love you.
It's that, you know what the messed up thing is though? When people say, I hate that I let you do this to me. That's on you. Making the person feel bad for letting you do something, like just the way that you worded that is so removing of blame on yourself. It's like, why did you wait till this point to do all this? This man is still holding your hand.
No, I love you, but everything in me and the logical part of my brain tells me that love shouldn't feel this way. Love shouldn't hurt like this.
Oh, he let go now.
I can't marry you. You are a good man, and I know that. I know that about you.
That's great. You're a good man. You ruined my life, and I want to jump off a cliff and die, but you're a good man. If I throw a bouquet and anyone in your family catches it, I will literally burn them and the bouquet because I don't want anybody even associated with you even having a relationship. Jesus Christ, that would be bad. But you're a good man. But I hate you, but you're good.
And I wish I could have had more of that. I really do.
She then walks off and people clap as if this is a moment of celebration. To ridicule someone in a public setting and then walk away and have people clap is just an echo chamber of people who do not care about another person's feelings. This is really, really, really surreal to watch. She gets up and leaves, and then her crew sort of leaves with her, like she's from Greece, and she's like, you're shit, I'm out. And everyone just gets up and they're like, yeah, we're out. What is this?
You're good, my guy. You're a good man, dude. You're a good man, bro. That was rough.
People gather around Cole and they give him hugs because I can't imagine if someone did that. It would be like, I'd be done. I'd be done. I'd be shattered.
I really didn't want to be ugly, but he also had to be freaking told some things.
Wait,
I hope he doesn't do this.
Maybe he did have to be told some things, but not at this moment. You had things like before or even after this moment or, in private. There was so many other options than the one that you chose. Every other option was probably more right than the one that you chose. And I just think that it's just really, like I said, self-pretentious, self-righteous to think that this is the moment that you should have done what you did there. If you really wanted to say it, you could have done it in private.
To another woman because it's not fair.
Why?
And then Zanab goes on to say that she hopes Cole doesn't do this to another woman because it's not fair. Which is a very unfair statement because another woman might love everything that he's done. Just because you have a certain experience, it doesn't mean you own this person and think everything that you do is the correct thing. It just goes to show that her way of thinking is like that she is so right that her mindset is the only one that's correct. Everything Cole said is wrong. And it leaves this man feeling so shattered that he starts crying when her mother comes up to actually talk to Cole.
Why has she never said that to my face? And she chose now because she knew it would hurt more in front of all of my friends and family.
Yeah, she chose a very, very bad moment to do it. And it's hard to watch. It really is hard to watch a person, doesn't matter if he's Cole or anybody, just a human being go through that. It's tough.
I know, you're okay. You're okay.
Never tried to hurt.
You're okay.
Yeah, he then cries and he says the words, "I never tried to hurt her." That's all he could muster up. I think whenever there's a relationship breakdown, it's not just one person, and it feels really odd to only have one person say that. Oh, man, I feel for him. You know it's bad when the homie hugs you like a girl, like he's your woman. When the homie hugs you and he puts his head on your chest and he's like, there, my man. Oh, God, that's the one. That's the hug that you need.
I don't want the guy to hate me, but I couldn't marry him.
It's okay.
I know it was the right call. It just still doesn't change that it just really hurts.
I knew we're not perfect.
So, Zanab then cries and says that she doesn't want him to hate her after she literally, basically left him out to die at the altar. I don't know how you're supposed to take it if someone does that to you. Like I said, there's just many ways she could have done that in a better, more positive light. This is just not the right decision, so.
That's one of the worst experiences of my life.
You can't lose who you are or what you stand up for, what you believe about yourself. And I would have done that if I would have married Cole today, and I just couldn't.
You know, like I said, that's completely fine to not marry him. If you think that you don't want to lose yourself, maybe things that you should have brought up with him, by the way, since it seems like you didn't bring any of that up. I'm pretty sure I recall you always saying you think that this can work and you think the problems are not big enough. It seems kind of weird that you would go from that to completely here, but even if you did think that, like I said, just doing it in a better way. Calling, talking beforehand, not waiting until the very last moment to do it in front of everyone, and then having your friends storm off. This man is definitely going to be affected by this for the rest of his life.
This won't break me, but it's gonna take me quite some time to get over this. I think it's one of the hardest things to ever go through is whenever you trust someone and you give everything to them and then they switch on you.
Wow. Yeah, you feel like you've given everything, and I don't think Cole saw this coming. I don't think anybody on his side saw it coming. That was really something that he got blindsided with, and it will really affect his psyche for a long time before things finally pick up again.
Them and then they switch on you.
You know how crazy it was? He got a dog. I checked his Instagram. He had to get some level of playfulness. He had to get something to wake up every morning and shake his tail and be like, hey! He needed that.
Last night in our apartment, when Cole let me walk out, he basically spent the entire evening telling me how he wanted someone sweet, as if I don't do wonderful, sweet things for him every day.
Proof.
Based off his comments he's made about other girls and advances he's made at other girls.
Where's the evidence? Can someone please tell this woman that every time she says things, there's got to be a little evidence to go with it. You can't just say shit out of thin air.
Oh, shit. Shit indeed.
I feel like every time she says something, I don't believe it because I haven't seen any of it. He's made advances at other girls when he's going to marry you. I would like to believe you, but he's such an open person. every time he's ever done something, he's just admitted it, even if it made him look worse. So I just can't imagine him not saying this stuff.
He doesn't respect me. It never sat well with me marrying into a family that just couldn't give a crap to meet me. The type of man I want to marry will have a family with open arms that will just take me in.
So yeah, at the very last minute, Zanab figured out that she didn't want that.
It feels so wrong to say no, but I couldn't say yes. I could not say yes to that man.
And that is how the whole series ends with those two. She says that it feels wrong to say no, but she just couldn't say yes. And she took until the 11th hour to realize this. And she left Cole out to dry. And that sets up the whole next part, which I will do like another video on, the reunion, which is the most catastrophic event that I've seen in Love is Blind. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Just a horrible, horrible event. Now, as I said, if you waited till the end, I do want to tell you the secret I told you at the start.
Drum roll, please.
I'm going to do an interview with Shake from Love is Blind, season 2. The person who was, who said that the girl that he married looks like his auntie. And hey man, he's got some crazy things to say and I can't wait for you to watch it. I'm so glad that we even got to this point. I would have loved to do one with Cole. If anybody could like pass this video on to him, maybe be like, hey, if you'd like to do an interview, I'd really love to get this on. But I hope that if you've watched this, you also are going to prepare to watch the tell-all or whatever you call it, the reunion show, because there's so much that hasn't been said that then gets said at that reunion that we uncover. I think their relationship, when I look back on it, is one that was failed from the start. Not because they're different. It's because these two had never really seen eye to eye, and Zanab couldn't really ever figure out how to change. Her level of, you know, what she wants is quite, it's quite crazy. The fact that she really wanted something that Cole wasn't and then tried to change him and then said he tried to change her and spun it shows the way that she sees the narrative. She's someone who really does not want to see things in any perspective other than her own. And I think when you look at the relationship, they're not good for each other. But as it turns out, she's sometimes could be a toxic person. I went on her Instagram to look at her profile, and one of the recent posts she had was an article that I'll put up about how she claimed Cole was a racist because he only dated white girls before and said all these things about her, which I just find crazy because he tried to marry her. I feel you're devoid of that when you try to marry the person that you're claiming is racial. Okay, I feel like I just don't think that's right. I don't think that's correct. So she did an interview with someone called Hype Bay, which just, you know, that's just the apex of journalism. Whenever I go to see what is going on in the world, I look to Hype Bay. The article is called Love is Blind, Zanab details Cole's secret abuse. I did lose weight by the wedding day. It had nothing to do with fitting into my wedding dress. She also claims at some point that she said apparently a subliminal racial comment that suggested his family did not approve of her since she wasn't his usual type, a woman like Colleen or a Lily. So I don't know who said that, but apparently that happened. So a lot of things happened that were really bad according to Zanab. She also says that she stands by everything she said. I think that Zanab has just used this platform since their relationship to propel her own career and her own thing. She's doing ads and sponsorships, and she used to be a flight attendant. Now she's just doing this. You know, fair enough. I don't hate the play, I hate the game, but I feel like a lot of it was due to exposure and things and just the person that she is now. Whilst Cole, if you look at his page, is just about him reminiscing, him getting a new dog, and really not buying into the adulation or popularity that he's received from the show, even though most people on the internet seem to be siding with him. So I went to Zanab's Instagram just to see if I was right. I thought maybe I'd gotten her wrong. Maybe the consensus was that people actually saw more of what she saw. But when I looked at the comment section, some of the comments were like this. The wedding scene was gross and the way you embarrassed him like that. You are the queen of gaslighting. Your performance at the altar was shameful, disgusting, and totally uncalled for. Well, you just proved you are all those things. You're spiteful. Shame on you. And these are not cherry-picked. These are back-to-back comments that were on her Instagram before she actually removed the comments. The lens through which you see life is completely fucked. Seek help. So how many times did you rehearse your speech? You sound as scripted as Bartiz. You don't know how to be happy with someone. Good luck continuing with your victimhood now that Netflix has outed you. Those are just some of the comments that Zanab's got on the internet since this has dropped. Their relationship, like I said, is just not something that was good. And I don't think it has everything to do with just them. I think Zanab herself just has a lot of work to do before she's ready to enter a relationship that she says. Or maybe she can find a person that's more suited to her needs. And maybe Cole can as well. But clearly these two do not match. And for all the victimhood that she's claimed, the internet seems to level her out. I think that this was a very hard watch. I'm so glad that you stuck with me through it. Thank you so much for keeping me company throughout this process. I hope you took a break as well. And please, if you ever go on Love is Blind, brace for impact. Because there's a 0% success rate. Just know that no matter how hard you try, you're going to fail. That's my positive comment for the day. Thank you so much. Take care of yourselves, and if Nick Lachey ever asks you to do something, don't do it. Bye.